Yo, what's up everybody? It's Nick Shirley. Yo, I'm looking for daycare for my little Joey. I'm looking for daycare with my little Joey. For my little Joey? Oh, who's this guy? His name is Dave. He's just a guy who watches daycares. This guy, his name is Dave. Yo, I'm Nick Shirley, guys. Welcome to the Nick Shirley cast. I'm here to investigate Minnesota fraud. I'm here with my friend Dave. Dave here watches child care centers. And we're here to investigate. We're here to investigate, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, everybody? How are we doing today? It's Nick Shirley, dude. Hold on. If you guys don't get what that's a reference to, I'll enlighten you here in a moment. I'll enlighten you. Gosh, just gotta share the link real quick. We have a good amount of news to get into today. Luckily, PBS NewsHour is keeping us informed. And then after the Rightoid, after that, we've got, for our Rightoid slot, we've got the Nick Shirley Deep investigation, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Investigative journalist Nick Shirley is cracking the case on Minnesota fraud. He's doing it, ladies and gentlemen. Finally. Finally, Nick is cracking the case on Minnesota fraud. Join me. No, it's Nick, Dave, and I to finally root out Minnesota fraud. Am I spell? Minnesota is such a hard one to spell personally. Alright, there we go. Dude, there is so much in this thing. I don't know if I'll be able to get to it today. To all of it. It's just so much. But it'll be good content for tomorrow, if not. Dude, this one's creepy. This little soundtrack is a little spooky. Well, how diddly? Hey, what's up, Bill? It's Nick Shirley, dude. Are you ready to go with me on Kid Patrol? Are you ready to go with me on Kid Patrol? We're looking for kids. We're holding these child care facilities accountable for their fraud. I'm Nick Shirley, bro. Oh, dude, I'm so excited. It's a good one. It is really like... I mean, it's slop, but it's slop in such a way that the Republicans think they can latch onto it. But this quote-unquote investigation, also known as Nick and Dave, go around harassing child care centers, is just completely full of holes. So I'm excited to talk about that. But you missed my intro. Nick Shirley decided to come on and say what's up for us, so that was very kind of him. I'm Nick Shirley, bro. We're gonna finally get to the bottom of this fraud. finally getting to the bottom of the billion-dollar fraud scandal. Dude, the way they count this too is so funny, bro. It's so funny. Oh, fuck. I didn't paste my link. Oops. Well, don't tell anyone. But I didn't paste my link, so we're gonna have to double tap that, unfortunately. Join me, Nick. No, it's Nick, Dave, and I. Nick. Proper grammar, guys. Dave and I. To finally root out Minnesota fraud. I'll just do fraud because I don't want to type Minnesota. It's difficult. We're finally rooting out this fraud though, ladies and gentlemen. It's been too long. Too long. And Nick Shirley's gonna get to the bottom of it, ladies and gentlemen. Investigative reporter Nick Shirley is on top of the case. Now, Nick Shirley actually had a crossover with Poopy Pants that I saw the other day that I was actually very interested in getting to. And for our next special, we will be watching the Conduit video. I just want to make that well known. And then I'm hoping to have Conduit come on and talk about some of his, you know, how the experience was watching Asmon and maybe a couple other things. Me and Conduit, home dogs, dude, till the end. We both got snubbed. Think about that. We're both, we've both been snubbed, so we're snub brothers. That sounds bad, I'll be honest. Dude, you're just not respecting hello snubbed. Yeah, we're all snubbed here. We're the outcasts, ladies and gentlemen. We're the ones Spider didn't think was worthy of a spot on the list. Well, I hide, you didn't snub me. You're dang right. I drew a picture of Bill. Hella snubbed, but it corrected to hello snubbed. Oh, geez, you guys can hear the music, sorry. Yep. Yep, one moment. I was playing the game last night. I finally got past that level that I couldn't beat. Finally, it took long enough. It's all on like a similar tempo, so it kind of was fucking with me there. Best chatter category? Of course I did, Bill. You're dang right. And I know, hey, I know a couple people have wrote in that guy doesn't exist, and I just hope to at least get an honorable mention, you know. Anyways, it really is memes for me, I'm not gonna lie. But we're gonna boot up the game here and then we'll get started on PBS NewsHour. We might speed PBS up because I really do want to get to this video. Frickin' Nick Shirley, dude. I'm Nick Shirley. Dude, it is... It's so funny. Hey, what's up, Daniel? Good to see you. Daniel's Chill Zone. Excuse me. By the way, guys, if you're new to the stream, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and boosts me out there in the algorithm. I do a show every day from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. where I talk about news, politics, and cover a rightoid of the day. Today is Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley. What a genius. He's a very thorough investigative reporter, let me tell you. And his friend Dave, oh, he's been staring at these daycare centers for weeks, if not months. He hasn't seen one kid enter in any of them. One kid! A damn shame. That's coming from Dave, by the way. I just want to make it well aware that that is not me saying that. That's Dave. The sick man. Actually gonna load this save because I think I misspent a couple on my weapons. But we'll let some people gather in around the campfire before we get started here. Oh, if you want to know what's happening in my game, we recently finally got into the Zaftron base, and we got evidence. We got evidence, ladies and gentlemen, of Zaftron tampering. Those tricky Zaftrons. Anyways, I think I should be ready to go now. I don't think we have anything else to really cover. That isn't going to be covered by the news hour. Let me just make sure. Oh, well, we'll be getting to that video. Don't you worry. The investigating fraud. Cuts and consequences. Vote 2026. Oh, that'll be interesting. Hi. I saw Trump met with Zelensky, and I thought that might be interesting to go over, so we can watch that too real quick. Okay, is this just not racist right here? Hold on, are you guys seeing what look at Benny Johnson, bottom left. Look at Benny Johnson. That's just racist. That is just a racist meme Benny Johnson decided to serve up to us. Thank you so much. Oh my god, this girl's getting more attention. Isabella Brown. That's not good. That's not good at all. And then we have the Woke Islamic Alliance. Oh god. Not the Woke Islamic Alliance. How did they find out about that? I thought that was supposed to be a secret between us and the Islamic groups we, I guess, fund? I don't know. That was supposed to be a secret. How did they find out? That's such BS, dude. Do we just have somebody uploading Fox News clips? Alexander Willis, shout out. We'll let the music finish and then we'll get to, Ooh, we got Pete. Look at that fucking stash. He's looking like a Chad right now. Oh yeah, I want to look up the Ukraine and Trump meeting. Hopefully, Ukraine and Trump argue. Oh, this was 2 days ago. I guess, interesting. Oh yeah, I remember that. What am I talking about? Sorry, I'm still waking up, guys, okay? I am still waking up. Don't yell at me, it's not allowed. Alright, let's get to the video though. All right. Gonna take a pause. Remember to like and subscribe if you guys aren't already. It really helps out the channel and boost me in the algorithm. Get us boosted. Anyways, let us begin with unfortunately we don't have Jeff Bennett and Omnivaz yet again. It's this dude.
Tonight, the U.S. increases pressure on the Maduro regime with a strike inside Venezuela. Federal agents intensify investigations of alleged fraud of taxpayer money in Minnesota. And the U.S. announces a new way to deliver humanitarian aid around the world with a much lower, at least initial, contribution than in the past.
If this $2 billion is the end of the story and it's all the U.S. is going to provide, that is catastrophic, frankly.
Like I said, I think I'm gonna speed this up today, just so.
Major funding
We
for
can
the
get,
PBS
we
News
can
Hour
make
has
sure
been
we have
provided by
plenty of time for Nick Shirley.
the ongoing support of these individuals and institutions, and friends of the News Hour, including Kathy and Paul Anderson, and Camilla and George Smith.
Hey. Hey. This is actually kind of a, you know,
Moving
sick
our
little
company
beat
for
we got going
160
on.
years. BNSF, the engine that connects us.
And with the ongoing support of these individuals and institutions. This program was made possible by the contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Welcome to the News Hour. It is exceedingly rare that a U.S. president would announce covert action publicly, but that is what President Trump did yesterday when he acknowledged a strike on a port facility.
Yeah, dude. So these Venezuelan strikes are such a... What are we doing? This is just messy for regime change in general. You know what I mean? Like, this is a mess just for regime change. This isn't how you do regime change. That he's failing.
In Venezuela. And today, media outlets reported it was the CIA that launched the drone strike on an alleged drug facility. It comes as the Trump administration is targeting not only drug smugglers across the region, but also Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro himself. For months, the U.S. has built up the Caribbean's largest army.
Yeah, let's just build... Oh my god, I think this is so dumb. Let's put all of our major military assets in the Caribbean. Good idea, good idea.
Armada in half a century. 30 strikes on what the U.S. calls narco-terrorist drug boats, the latest in the Eastern Pacific just last night. The capture of 2 sanctioned Venezuelan oil tankers and the chasing of a 3rd tanker that today reportedly requested Russian protection. And today, news the CIA reportedly launched a drone strike along the Venezuelan coast. The reported target, a storage facility operated by the transnational gang Tren de Aragua, which the Trump administration connects without public evidence to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
There was a major explosion in the dock area where they load the boats up with drugs.
The
They
dock
load the boats up
area.
with drugs. So we hit all the boats, and now we hit.
They load the boat. They load the boat up with drugs. They load them up with drugs.
area. It's the implementation area. That's where they implement, and that is no longer around.
If the amount of drug trafficking comes down significantly in the Caribbean, and I think it must, the regime is going to have a lot less money to throw around.
Elliot Abrams was the first Trump administration's special envoy for Venezuela and is today a senior fellow for the Council on Foreign Relations. He supports the pressure campaign that is targeting Venezuela's chief source of revenue as a way to weaken Maduro's grip on power and force him to step down.
The economy of Venezuela will get worse, and the finances of the Maduro regime will get worse, and that will increase.
I mean, that may be true, but I don't know if this is really worth it. I'm wondering if Loner's people will show up due to the Netanyahu in the thumbnail. Who knows? Maybe. We can hope. We can hope. Is Netanyahu in the thumbnail? I thought the thumbnail should just be the same as always, but I'm working on one. It's a real beauty. I'm excited to show you guys.
Public pressure and internal pressure in the regime. That at some point there are either mass demonstrations or somebody.
But I think this is a horrible way to go about it. You kind of know what I'm saying? Like, this is just a bad way to go about this.
in the military acts, or the regime basically decides, we don't know how far Trump is willing to go with this. Let's make a deal now.
But the administration's critics argue the pressure campaign's tactics are illegal and its goals are imperialist.
It's straightforward territorial intervention.
It's, yeah, and that, we also have that, but I do think a larger issue is this just isn't going to work for regime change, in my opinion. Anyways.
the kind of thing that was characteristic of the United States in the Caribbean region back in the beginnings of the 20th century.
Daniel Hellinger is a Webster University professor emeritus who says Maduro is not the threat that the U.S. alleges.
I don't think he's sort of the kingpin that they're trying to portray him to be. Venezuela does not traffic in fentanyl to any significant degree, and that most of what comes out of Venezuela is more likely to be marijuana or cocaine, and even at that doesn't even come towards the United States.
Yeah, that's the most ironic part, is it just doesn't even come to the United States. It's completely going to Western Africa and Europe. Like, what a failure. What an absolute failure. It's so obvious what Trump is trying to do here.
Us people.
Maduro himself this week has been trying to laugh or sing past the pressure, in between boasts and bravado.
Our military have a glorious history as emancipating, humanist, invincible warriors. Today, our armed forces are more prepared than ever to continue winning peace, sovereignty, and territorial integrity for our people.
And opponents of the Trump administration's policy predict that if Maduro is ousted, there'll be chaos.
Venezuela is a heavily armed society in the civilian sector. There are going to be parts of the Venezuelan military that will retreat into guerrilla warfare, and
Then why is the country literally called Venezuela? Well, that's a great question. It all goes back to Jeffrey Fentanyl, who actually founded the country.
there's just a very dense population in Caracas where crime is a serious problem, and there's lots of
John
firearms
Lennon.
around. So it'll get messy.
The warnings that there will be civil war in Venezuela and massive amounts of violence, I think, are wrong. That if Maduro falls, Edmundo Gonzalez, who was elected last year, will become president. And the opposition is planning for that right now and planning for what a democratic transition will look like. As long as the Maduro regime is there, we are not going to get its cooperation.
This is such a great idea, guys. This has worked so well for America in the past that I think let's do it again. Let's do it again. But instead of doing it across the world, let's do it right in our own backyard. Let's do it there. So that way we can get all of the mass human migration because of the collapse of Venezuela. Great idea, Trump. Well, that's probably what they want, so they can just run on immigration forever. That might be their goal. They just want to run on immigration forever. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of, Bill. If the government falls, it might plunge the country into a Libya-style vacuum. That's something I'm afraid of, because if these drug cartels are so, like, expansive and integrated into the government structure, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It may strengthen Tren de Aragua even more and cause splinter factions. Like, this is a horrible idea. There are better ways to do regime change. There really are. But this is just, it's brazen and like the dude said, imperialist as fuck.
In reducing drug trafficking, or you're going to see the continuing flow of migrants, 8 million now, and there's no reason that it can't go to 9 or 10 or 12 million over the coming years. And you're going to see continuing cooperation between the regime and Cuba, Iran, Russia, China.
Yep.
Maduro has not acknowledged the alleged CIA strike, perhaps to avoid further escalation. But more confrontation is coming, as the U.S. is promising more pressure. In other news today, strong winds and heavy snow envelop much of the Great Lakes and Northeast, leaving tens of thousands without power. Some areas in western and upstate New York have seen more than a foot of snow, causing whiteout conditions on the road. And there were more disruptions to air travel today, with more than 5,000 flights delayed. Forecasters say a wave of Arctic air is set to bring snow for some in the central and eastern U.S. ahead of the new year. More artists are canceling shows at the Kennedy Center after President Trump's name was added to the Washington, D.C.-based arts facility. Jazz band
Yeah,
The
I
Hookers
saw that.
called off their New Year's Eve show. The group did not specifically mention the name change, but stressed their commitment to music that bridges division. This comes after musicians musician Chuck Red canceled his Christmas Eve performance, citing the addition of Trump's name. The center's president, Trump ally Richard Grenell, has threatened Red with a $1 million lawsuit. New England Patriots star Stephon Diggs is facing strangulation and other criminal charges stemming from an incident earlier this month. That's according to court records revealed today. A lawyer for the wide receiver says he, quote, categorically denies the allegations. And the Patriots are standing by Diggs, saying in a statement, "We support Stephon." The 32-year-old is set to be arraigned next month. He's played a major part in helping the Patriots reach the playoffs this season. The United Arab Emirates is pulling its remaining forces out of Yemen after Saudi Arabia attacked an Emirati shipment in a Yemeni port.
By the way, in the recommended, the thumbnail is the JD Vance one, but in the sub feed, it just shows whatever is currently on stream. I think that's on screen. I think that's better. Well, I think there is an option for auto-generated thumbnails, which we might end up doing.
Black smoke could be seen in Mukalla earlier today, where Saudi officials say 2 vessels from the UAE had delivered weapons and vehicles meant for a Yemeni separatist group. It's not clear if there are any casualties. The strike is an escalation in tensions between Saudi Arabia and the UAE and threatens to reignite the civil war in Yemen. The head of Yemen's presidential council, which is Saudi-backed, said a defense pact with the UAE would be canceled.
While we appreciate the previous role of the United Arab Emirates and its efforts as a member of the Saudi-led coalition supporting legitimacy, its role has now unfortunately become directed against our great people, as it has provided explicit support for the rebellion and fueled internal strife, threatening our security and stability.
The UAE denied providing weapons to the separatists, saying that the shipment contained only vehicles meant for Emirati forces within Yemen. Israel today said it will suspend the operations of dozens of humanitarian organizations in Gaza starting January 1st. That includes major groups like Doctors Without Borders, Mercy Corps, and others. Israel says the groups did not share enough information about their funding and operations.
What the fuck, the Mercy Corps, dude? I was actually thinking about joining the Mercy Corps. I really like their messaging and what they are. Mercy Corps is a really cool organization that does great things. I feel like it doesn't get enough appreciation, to be honest. It's a really valuable service.
And that the groups contribute only about 1% of all the aid going into Gaza. Some of the affected groups have called Israel's rules arbitrary and said they could put staff in danger. Today's announcement comes as the UK, Canada, and other countries express, quote, serious concern about the lack of humanitarian aid reaching Gazans. Israel says it is upholding its commitments on aid made to President Trump. In London and Paris, thousands of travelers were left stranded today after train operator Eurostar suspended service due to a power failure in the Channel Tunnel. The disruption came during one of the busiest travel periods of the year. Officials say a fault with the overhead power supply caused a train to break down inside the 31-mile tunnel. That train was part of Eurostar's Le Shuttle service, which transports vehicles under the...
UAE stole the entire islands of Socotra from Yemen. Has their incredibly unique trees. Oh, that's cool.
English Channel. Service has been partially restored, though delays are expected to continue. George Clooney.
But remember, there is peace in the Middle East, ladies and gentlemen. Anything you're seeing, that's just a lie. Just a big old lie. Why are you letting them lie to you? There's peace in the Middle East. Did you forget about that?
And his wife, human rights lawyer Amal Clooney, are now French citizens, as are their 8-year-old twins. That's according to government documents issued over the weekend. The power couple bought an estate in France in 2021. The Hollywood star has said that French...
That's not good. Oh, people are leaving America. Great. I'm sure that's not a bad omen at all. Really sticking it to the libs, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they're doing out here.
Privacy laws enable the family to enjoy a quieter life than they would in the U.S., particularly when it comes to protecting their children from the paparazzi. French law allows George Clooney to retain his American citizenship. On Wall Street today, stocks edged lower as the end of the year approaches. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gave back nearly 100 points. The Nasdaq fell about 55 points. The S&P 500 posted a third straight losing.
Let's take a look at these trees real quick. Let's take a look at these trees real quick. All right. Let's bring it up. Bringing it up. Beep, 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 beep. All right. Let's see what these... Oh, those are sick as hell. Holy... Those are cool as shit, dude. Look at those trees. Those are like from an alien world. It's interesting. I wonder how the biology kind of came about from that, because I feel like these trees must have a bit of a more ancient origin, because you don't see the trees typically like that. They typically have a more rounded off, like right here would be more rounded off, so they can expose themselves to as much sunlight as they can get. But I wonder, Dragon Blood Tree? That's the name of this thing? Oh my god, that's so cool. I want one of these. Or actually, I just want to live in a field of them. Oh, you live in an entire, like, forest of these, and then you live in, like, a little cave or something. I don't know. Thank you, Bill. I actually really appreciate that. These are sick. Alright, anyways. Cool ass trees.
In session. And Tatiana Schlossberg, journalist, author, mother of 2 young children, and granddaughter of President John F. Kennedy, has died. Schlossberg was the daughter of Caroline Kennedy and Edwin Schlossberg, and covered the environment.
Oh, damn. Is this the woman who had, I think I heard about her. Didn't she have cancer?
New York Times and others. Last month, she wrote a harrowing piece for The New Yorker in which she described her battle
Yeah, I remember this.
with a rare form of leukemia.
Rest in peace.
In that same article, she was critical of her mother's cousin, health secretary.
This was, that was a hard read, I can't lie. That was a hard read, because,
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. saying his policies could hurt cancer patients like her. Her passing was announced in a social media post by the John F. Kennedy Library Foundation. Tatiana Schlossberg was 35 years old. Still to come on the NewsHour, we look at redistricting efforts and the potential effects on the 2026 congressional elections. A small New Zealand spaceflight startup aims to speed ahead of its larger competitors. And residents of Kharkiv, Ukraine, endure the scars of Russia's offensive during their 4th holiday season under full-scale war.
The 4th holiday season, ladies and gentlemen. And Donald Trump said he'd have it done, and like the moment he got into
This week, the
office.
Trump administration dispatched federal officers to Minnesota amid
Just
renewed concerns over
despicable.
fraud. The deployment comes after right-wing influencer Nick Shirley posted a video.
Oh, it's Nick Shirley. Hi, I'm Nick Shirley, guys. Dude, this is such a fucking bad video. I'm actually gonna skip past it because we'll be talking about it more after this.
This week, the U.S. pledged $2 billion in humanitarian aid to the United Nations as part of a deal that will also overhaul how the U.S. funds foreign aid work going forward. The move comes after the U.S. paused nearly all of its contributions earlier this year, leaving the UN and other aid organizations scrambling. William Brangham breaks it down. William?
That's right, Nick. That $2 billion is just a fraction of the $8 to $10 billion the U.S. has provided to support global humanitarian work in recent years, but it would still represent the largest commitment of any single country in the world. Yesterday, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres welcomed the news, saying it would, quote, increase our ability to save lives, deliver to the most vulnerable, and reduce human suffering. So to help us understand the significance of this new pledge, we're joined by Jeremy Konyndyk. He's president of Refugees International and a former
Whoa,
senior
are you allowed to
USAID
say that?
official in both the Biden and Obama administrations. Jeremy, welcome back to the NewsHour. So the U.S. pledges $2 billion and also says all of that money must now be funneled through one UN organization, the Office for Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, or OCHA. What do you make of that amount and of that new funding structure?
So I think there are two different stories to those two questions. With the new funding structure, I think there are arguments, good arguments to say that that could, if it's done right, be a pretty efficient way to deliver aid, and arguably more efficient than some of the traditional ways of funneling it through this whole landscape of individual UN agencies. However, that really pales in comparison to what looks like a massive cut in U.S. humanitarian assistance. If you go back 2 years now to 2024, the final year of the Biden administration, the U.S. provided $14 billion of global humanitarian assistance. Now, needs in the world are just about the same as they were then. They certainly haven't gone down. If anything, they've gone up. And this is $12 billion less from that $14 billion. So if this $2 billion is the end of the story, and it's all the U.S. is going to provide, that is catastrophic, frankly.
What do you think the answer to that question is going to be? Is this $2 billion a down payment, or is this it?
That is not clear, and that's actually quite important, because if you are the entire UN system,
Yeah,
working
I'd
across
say.
these, I believe it's 17 countries that are eligible for this assistance, you really need to know if you're stretching that $2 billion out over the course of the next 12 months, or if this is just one of several payments. You're going to plan very differently, you're going to invest very differently, you're going to allocate that money very differently, if this is the first tranche of several, or if this is it for the entire year.
At least she doesn't have to live through 3 years of the Trump Kennedy Center. Yeah, I know. I can't wait to get that thing finally renamed back to its rightful name. So embarrassing. Just everything is for, like, is so self-serving, dude. Never for the American people, always for himself. And that is just such bullshit. Not what America is about at all.
That kind of uncertainty is really tough for humanitarians to deal with. And I very much hope that it's not the final word, but I think it would be very important for the administration to make clear what their larger humanitarian funding plans are, whether that will ultimately go through this channel or others.
The U.S. also said that there are 17 nations that this aid can go to, and many of those are in dire need as designated by the UN. But it also excluded 3 different nation states, Yemen, Afghanistan, and Gaza, saying that they're suspect about the governance in those places. What do you make of that exclusion?
I think Gaza is a bit of a unique category because the U.S. has been funding there just through other channels directly to NGOs, and hopefully that will continue. I'm more troubled by the exclusion of Yemen and Afghanistan. These are countries where obviously the current administration has a very adversarial relationship with the de facto authorities in both of those places, but that shouldn't be a reason why civilians in those countries who have massive needs should suffer. It's almost a double condemnation of Afghan women, for example. On the one hand, they have to live under Taliban-imposed gender apartheid, and on the other hand, because of that Taliban government, which they did not choose, now the U.S. is pulling aid from them as well. For many, many years, traditionally across administrations,
that's important to remember too. Like a lot of these places receiving UNSF aid they're not, their governments may be pieces of shit, but the people aren't. So why are we punishing the people? It's so backwards. It's just, it's like old-timey thinking. You know what I mean? That just doesn't have a place in our society, I feel, today.
In the country's people, and we want to support the people even if we are at odds with the government. This really demolishes that distinction, and I think that does huge damage to America's moral leadership and strategic leadership in the world in the long run, because people will remember that even after governments change.
One of the other accusations the Trump administration has made is that this new streamlined process will eliminate what they argue is the woke ideology in humanitarian aid.
Oh, the woke ideology in humanitarian aid. Dude, Jesus was woke as fuck. Jesus was woke as shit, dude.
Gender ideology, that climate change, in fact, no aid can go directly to climate-related projects. Again, what do you make of that exclusion?
I think it's, on one level, it's silly. And on another level, it really misunderstands why those things are important. It's silly in the sense that the role of gender considerations in humanitarian aid, climate considerations in humanitarian aid, is not about woke ideology. And frankly, there was not a huge difference in U.S. humanitarian funding priorities from the first Trump administration into the Biden administration. There was, I would say, continuity of probably 90+% of the programs that were being funded. But more importantly, gender considerations are really important. There is huge mass sexual violence happening in Sudan right now. Mass sexual violence that happened over the past few years in the war in Tigray. Mass sexual violence happening right now in Eastern Congo. That's what we mean when we're talking about gender programs. I would hope that rape survivors deserve U.S. support. I would hope as well that the administration understands that the role of climate change in humanitarian action is that it causes more droughts, which mean more people starve. And if we ignore that, we're not ignoring, they're not writing out some so-called woke ideology. What they're writing out is starvation and sexual violence and things that are really fundamental dimensions of humanitarian response.
All right, that is Jeremy Konyndyk of Refugees International. Always great to speak with you. Thank you so much.
It's just such a shame. We're pulling back from the world stage. And what for? Why are we doing it? I don't understand. Like, I really don't. Why are we pulling back from the world stage? Like, it makes no sense to me. Yesterday, I was talking to somebody in the Discord, and, I was a little off on my, I said something, I was stoned, and I was just like, oh, Trump is for our adversaries. But I really do think that Trump is, like, he feels like he is not for the American people. It really does. It feels like he is for another, another country, honestly. Like, how do you... Some of these things that he does are just, like, so backwards and make no sense. Isolationism failed before. Why are we trying it again? Amen. It makes no sense. Like... This isn't how the world operates, dude. I'm sorry you don't get to go back to your Monroe Doctrine era, but we're not in the Monroe Doctrine era anymore, bubs. We live in a different society that the Monroe Doctrine just won't work for. Kyle was talking about how they axed programs for the deaf and blind because they were diversity. Wow. What scumbags, dude. Honestly, just what a bunch of fucking scumbags. Ah, they piss me off so much that they just are allowed to destroy. They're destroying lives when they do stuff like this. They're not just destroying like these programs, they're destroying lives.
The end of 2025 brings...
Yeah, then what can they use the aid for then? Well, you know, the peanut butter, not even peanut butter, those peanut proteins, I'm assuming that's what the Trump administration just wants to give a bunch of those.
Us to the beginning of a midterm election year, and that means questions about whether power will shift in Washington. Dozens of members of Congress are heading toward the exit, and a handful of states are shaking up their political maps to try and lock in partisan gains. Lisa Desjardins is here to walk through the numbers at the super screen.
Let's
Lisa,
go, Lisa! Hello.
Thank you very much. So let's start with what is certain. Where is redistricting in place, and which party benefits?
We've talked a lot about the two biggest states involved here, Texas, where Republicans began this redistricting war, and California, where Democrats responded. In each of those states, the parties respectively expect to pick up between 3 and 5 seats. But let's talk about the 3 states that have also remapped. Those are the Republicans, Ohio and North Carolina, where they expect to pick up a couple of seats. But Democrats also have an opportunity as well. Utah, where a court-ordered map means they could pick up a seat around Salt Lake City. So take these 5 states where new maps will be in place. And what do you get? Here's a cheat sheet. This is a way to think about this math. The Republicans, these are where they expect to pick up. But if you look at it, their Texas gains really are washed out by the California for Republicans. Same thing, North Carolina, that basically is canceled out by the potential in Utah. That leaves us with Ohio, where the Cook Political Report forecasts that Republicans stand to either have a wash or pick up a couple of seats. And that's the story right now of where these maps stand. Essentially, Republicans either will have a wash or pick up a couple with the maps certainly in place.
Okay, so the
Virginia
states where
and
it's
Florida
locked
will
in
be
may give
endgame.
Republicans an edge. But what about all the states where the efforts are still in progress?
This is the right question, because I think this is where people...
Yeah, I know that some of my scumbag Republican representatives are trying to redistrict my state, and they can suck it. I have left so many voicemails on these little fuckers.
Will get confused and start to flatline. This is what we especially want to clear up. Let's look at the Republican opportunities still in play. There are 5 states we're watching. They're all right here. Some, like Florida, involve state legislatures. Others involve court orders that we are waiting for. One state that is not in this circle, Indiana. You'll remember the Trump administration wanted a Republican map there, but they're not getting it because state Senate Republicans rejected it. Now, let's look at what's...
and this isn't going to be popular in Kansas either, because Kansas is turning a lot more blue. So this may screw the Republicans in Kansas.
Still in play for Democrats we're watching. Right here, there's 3 states. Virginia, where a new Democratic governor will be inaugurated next month. Maryland, we're watching, and Wisconsin. Now, I'm not going to do all the math for all these states because it is complicated.
I think
and it's
they
uncertain
do
which of
have
these
a
states will actually
veto-proof
redistrict. But this map
effort.
tells the story anyway. You see more red and pink here. There are more opportunities for Republicans than Democrats. However, it does come with risk. In places like Texas, Republicans are putting new seats on the board by watering down the Republican content of some of their safe seats. Democrats are hoping that maybe that makes them more vulnerable.
All right, so upheaval in the maps, but also upheaval among members of Congress. We have a long list of retirements already. What does that look like?
If we can
I think
get
we're
ours
near record
done
pace right
here
now
in
for this midterm.
Wisconsin,
And there's some
Dems could get 2 more seats. Well, I just hate that we have to do this in the first place, you know? Like I hope that this makes people so annoyed by gerrymandering that we just decide we need independent councils for this. That's my hope.
Big names, moderates like Don Bacon, Jared Golden, they're fed up with Congress and leaving, but also some on the ideological ends of the spectrum. Big name conservatives, including Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is leaving at the beginning of January. Nancy Pelosi, former Speaker of the House. Also want to point out Lloyd Doggett, Texas Democrat, leaving because he's been redistricted out of his own seat. This is the who, but I think the number actually tells a more important story. Right now, by my count, we know 46 different members of this House are leaving of their own accord, not returning. Most of them, as you see here, that red bar, are Republicans. How does that compare? We looked back at the end of December for the last 2 midterm cycles. Here's what you see.
In this case, we're fighting the gerrymandering here in this state. I hope so, because it's annoying. Like, and it's so obviously against the will of the people. 6-8 seats in a 50-50 state. Yeah, I know. Kind of weird, right?
This figure is much higher than we saw 4 years ago when Joe Biden was in office. But look at this. It's very close to where we were in 2017 under President Trump. And again, it was mostly Republicans leaving. Why might that matter? I'm glad you asked. Actually, I asked that. But in 2018, after we saw these large number of retirements, what happened? Republicans lost 40 seats. It was a wave election. There are not that many seats in play now because of redistricting, but Republicans and Democrats rather really like their chances because in order to flip the House, to regain control, Democrats only need to net 3 seats in the 2026 election. So the big takeaways here, Nick, one, House Republicans do stand to gain from their efforts to redraw maps around the country, but their own members are telling a different story. Their message is they're leaving for the exits, does not look like they expect with certainty to be in the majority.
Lisa Desjardins breaking it down, as always, for us brilliantly at the Super Screen. Thanks so much.
Welcome.
Shout out to Lisa. She is a absolute Stacy.
The private space economy is growing significantly, and 2026 could be a big year. The first private space station is expected to launch next spring. New commercial space flights will be offered for the very wealthy, of course, and SpaceX is thinking of a public stock offering. Smaller startups are beginning to make a name for themselves as well, and our science correspondent, Miles O'Brien, has the story of one in New Zealand, catching some attention of its own.
All right, Michael, what's this room called?
So this is the Mission Control Center.
Another day, another pair of launches on tap for the world's second most frequent flyer to space after SpaceX, Rocket Lab. Launch director Michael Pearson
Rocket Lab.
Me their mission control room for the rocket they call Electron.
It's ramping up and up. So last year we did 16 launches. This year we're doing 20 or so.
Okay, I'm sorry, but this is way too nerdy. Electron? You name it Electron? Dude, fuck that. Name it something cool like Falcon.
We will continue to accelerate that, and before long we'll be doing one a week, maybe more.
Brisk, but still well short of the record-setting pace set by SpaceX. Elon Musk's company has logged more than 160 Falcon 9 launches this year.
Oh, never mind.
Most of them to deploy its Starlink internet constellation.
With SpaceX, they have unlimited
No,
money.
I can separate the company from the owner. I think SpaceX is quite. It's their story is insane, and so that I can give credit where credit is due. SpaceX is pushing the envelope when it comes to space exploration and stuff, which is, in my opinion, heartbreaking because I think it should be things like NASA doing that, but unfortunately, privatization is taking over everything.
Limited people, right? We've had to be a bit more scrappy.
Scrappy. It reflects the culture of its country of origin, New Zealand, and its CEO, Peter Beck, a rocket company founder who didn't begin with billion-dollar deep pockets. Beck grew up in a small town in southern New Zealand, telling
Because
anyone who would listen
Republicans
that he
defunded
wanted to build
NASA?
rockets.
Oh yeah, wow. That is, there is that, huh? They're such ghouls, bro. It's so insane. They are such ghouls. Like, yeah, let's get rid of the thing that helps us explore the cosmos. Great idea.
Rockets. Imagine there was some.
And all I
skepticism
know is
that
there's no, like, SpaceX doesn't have a colony on the moon yet. When are we getting those? When are we getting the moon colonies? I want to go live on the moon.
It's an understatement. There was no trodden or obvious pathway. Had to start from zero and build it up, growing this company in adversity.
He founded the company in 2006. His second hire was Sean O'Donnell, now the chief engineer, special projects.
So this facility is called APC, our Auckland Production Complex.
So all electrons flow through here,
That's right, yeah. The final assembly and testing all happens here.
He gave me a tour of their bustling rocket factory.
We designed this facility to be able to build one Electron launch vehicle a week.
He took me to the Power Pack, which houses 9 Rutherford engines. They are 3D printed, so they can be manufactured faster at scale. The first of their kind to reach orbit. The rocket itself is the first orbital vehicle made entirely from carbon composite materials.
Let's go 3D printed rockets.
So very lightweight construction, which differs from a lot of rockets which are made out of aluminum.
Electron has enjoyed a long run of smooth sailing off the launch pad. 74 successful missions out of 78 attempts, a 95% reliability rate in an inherently risky business.
The main purpose of the fairing is to protect the payload.
O'Donnell took me to the fairing, the pointy end of the rocket. Electron is built to deliver small payloads, weighing no more than about 660 pounds, to low Earth orbit. It may not look like much, but the miniaturization of
NASA's budget was 10 times what it is now when they were doing all the cool
electronics
shit.
and sensors has dramatically shrunk satellites. Rocket Lab has carved out a near monopoly in launching small communications, Earth imaging, and sensing platforms
That's
for
great.
private customers, NASA, and national security agencies.
We
So
love
is that a
our
function
near
of not having the
monopolies,
resources to go bigger,
guys.
or did you truly see a market niche there?
Both. We have no money, therefore we have to think.
That line comes from the legendary New Zealand physicist Ernest Rutherford, the namesake of the electron engines. First backed by venture capital, Rocket Lab became a U.S. company in 2013 and went public in 2021 with a roughly $4 billion valuation.
They
It's
complain
now a
about it not
$37 billion
achieving
company
anything
with 2,500
nowadays,
employees,
right?
growing fast, but still much smaller than SpaceX, with 13,000 employees and an $800 billion valuation.
Well, we're certainly not going to outspend them. So, we have to out-innovate, out-think, and out-hustle. And we go about things in a way that we can afford to do them, and we continually scale and build bigger and bigger and bigger.
Rocket Lab is getting bigger with a holistic approach to space. It launched NASA's Capstone mission to the Moon, built the satellites for the Escapade mission to Mars, and is planning a privately funded mission to Venus. Beck's goal? To be an end-to-end player in space.
You're able to
Oh,
build
yeah.
a satellite using your own components.
They're a
Launch
Kiwi. They are indeed a Kiwi, ladies and gentlemen.
satellite on your own rocket and operate the satellite in orbit. So for us, this is where we've been driving methodically to go.
But to get there, they need a bigger rocket. And that is what they're building right now. It's called Neutron. So at this point, you have a basic design, but the design work doesn't end. Is that the idea?
Neutron.
Design really never ends. Sean DeMello is the vice president in charge of the Neutron program. The rocket is designed to deliver nearly 29,000 pounds of payload to low Earth orbit, 40 times more than Electron. This right now is a missing piece for Rocket Lab, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite literally the big piece, one of the big pieces of the puzzle here. It closes that loop on being end-to-end.
It's not as large as SpaceX's Falcon 9, which can carry about 50,000 pounds to orbit. But Neutron would put Rocket Lab in the same league.
There is a pretty significant demand for launch right now.
I'm not gonna
It's only
lie, the way that lifted off was kind of
full of launch vehicles
smooth.
available.
We
Basically,
can't
have Falcon
lie.
9 launching at a high rate, and the market's looking for more alternatives.
Like Electron, Neutron is built mainly from carbon composites and uses 3D printed engines.
What is a Pukeko? What is that? Hold on, I don't want to get rid of that. It's a nice picture. I like it. A Puk. Oh yeah, the third one's gonna be Proton. And then their
While it won't be
final
human
one is
rated
gonna
at
be
the outset,
called
The
Atom.
design preserves that option for the future.
Launch historically is a hard place to make
Sorry,
money.
let me
I think
pause
this was
this. Hello, ma'am. Oh, those are cool. Look at those birds. They look like dinosaurs. Aw, what a bunch of cutie pies. This is my favorite picture, though. I'm not gonna lie. I feel this way. I feel this way pretty often. You know what I mean? Honestly, some days I feel more like this. And then on certain days, I feel more like this. That's when I ate too much.
is going to be a challenging trip.
Carissa Christensen is founder and CEO of Bryce Tech, a space and defense consulting firm. Rocket Lab's timing is opportune. The commercial space sector is reaching escape velocity thanks to a deliberate shift in NASA policy, accelerated by the cosmic ambitions of billionaires like Richard Branson, Elon Musk, and Jeff Bezos.
What we're seeing now is the result of about a decade of investment by venture capital firms and super angel billionaires that's led to an unprecedented growth in the number of companies, growth in the number of launches, growth in the number of satellites. We're at a moment where we're waiting to see if the revenues catch up with the investment.
The global space...
Can I hit a vape in space? I think that's an could I hit a vape in space? I feel like I could. Could I smoke some? No, I couldn't smoke it, but I have a dry herb vaporizer. Yeah, that's a... Oh, I didn't notice that, Bill, but you're right. He does sound like the narrator of this sounds like an older Tim Pool. Listen.
This economy is now more than $600 billion annually, with nearly 80% driven by commercial providers. That momentum was underscored recently by Blue Origin.
Now, it is at 1.5 speed, so that might have something to do with it. Unfortunately, Timmy Boy is a bit of a squeaker. A bit of a squeaker.
Origin's successful debut of its long-awaited New Glenn rocket, signaling growing competition beyond SpaceX. So where do you see your company in 2035?
Well, we've been
I'd imagine...
stating we're trying to build the biggest space company in the world. That's what we're trying to do.
You want to beat SpaceX?
No, I don't see it about beating SpaceX. The definition of success here for me is building like this long-living...
You guys have no idea. Phase 5 of the non-existent media empire is going to be nuts. You guys have no idea.
Generational space company that just keeps having impact year after year after year after year.
The company hopes Neutron will arrive on its launch pad at Wallops Island, Virginia, in the first quarter of 2026.
Wallops.
It aims to launch soon after that. The space economy.
Australians, why do you guys have
For
such
the PBS
silly
NewsHour,
names?
I'm Miles O'Brien
And
in
I guess
Auckland, New Zealand.
Wallops, huh? The global space economy is projected to be valued at $2 trillion.
Less than 20 miles from the Russian border is Kharkiv. It is Ukraine's most bombarded city and has suffered great trauma from Russia's 4-year onslaught. Special correspondent Jack Houston was one of the few international reporters inside the city at the beginning of the full-scale invasion. And he reports now that despite great loss among the city's soldiers and citizens, its holiday culture lives on.
Now enduring its fourth Christmas at war.
Oh,
Kharkiv
remember
is
Nick Shirley came in. This is a little bit of a teaser, but remember Nick Shirley famously orchestrated a piece of propaganda which tried to paint the Ukrainians as not suffering from war at all, and they're just living happy, normal lives. La da da, we're just in Ukraine living normal lives. He's a real scumbag. I'm excited to get to his next, his
and
latest.
Scars. Some are obvious: shattered buildings, the strike points of missiles, shells, and drones. Others are carried on the bodies and in the minds of its people. We first met Nikita Ryzhenko in the first weeks of the war, a formerly pro-Russian city councillor whose politics flipped in an instant when Russia invaded and he signed up to fight for Ukraine.
Russians, please come here if you dare. We'll send you back in plastic bags.
Later, he was deployed across Donetsk and Kharkiv provinces, working in logistics, ferrying ammunition and equipment to the front. But on a fateful day in 2023, the car he was travelling in, en route to a position near Izium, was hit.
They found me crawling along the road. My car was wrecked somewhere in the bushes. At that moment, it seems I recognized everyone and reported to them that I had no eye. A local doctor there said,
Oh my god, bro. This fucking war, it's such a... It takes such a heavy toll.
"Why did you even bring him here? He's practically a corpse. There's nothing we can do."
Nikita remembers none of this. It was only 2 weeks later, when he woke up in a Kharkiv hospital, that he was told what had happened. He had lost an eye, he had suffered a fractured skull, bleeding on the brain, and broken vertebrae in his neck and back. Doctors warned it was unclear whether he would regain his faculties or be paralyzed. It was a harrowing time.
In the hospital, there were wounded people everywhere. Someone wakes up and realizes he has no leg or no arm. Someone screams from pain. I had thoughts of self-pity, asking why this happened to me, why I survived, why I couldn't just die easily and not endure this suffering.
Despite losing nearly 60 pounds and unable
Well,
to...
we're glad to have you here, man. I know he'll probably never see this, but if he ever does, we are glad to have you, and thank you for fighting for freedom. You know, I'm like, yeah, I feel like we should have just been in the Ukraine. Like, we should have just went in there the moment Russia decided to break international norms and invade their neighbor, but I don't know.
Solid food for more than
I
a
feel
month.
like these types of stories shouldn't exist.
Nikita knew he had to leave hospital and start building himself back up.
He should
Dedicated-
be living a normal life, not be forced to fight this aggressor who basically gets rid of all of their cultural identity, all of their history, and just replaces it as Russian. Bullshit, dude.
Himself to gaining weight, rebuilding atrophied muscle, and returning to the gym as soon as he could.
I thought,
But
okay,
make no
it is
mistake,
what it is.
this man, I mean, he's got an eye patch, so you already know, but he's a badass. He is a straight up, he's a freedom fighter in the truest sense.
Now you have to reclaim your life.
Nikita has had to relearn how to live in a body changed by war. Under near daily bombardment, less than 20 miles from the Russian border, Kharkiv has been forced to do the same. Celebrating Christmas here has become an act of civic resistance. Not just to survive, but to insist on living.
Kharkiv is Ukraine's most bombarded city. In November, there were more than 40 strikes on this place, which is why they're holding this Christmas concert down here in the metro station, so people can enjoy themselves in the festivities in some degree of safety.
The meaning of these gatherings has changed. After years of loss and constant trauma, public moments of culture and togetherness carry a new weight. They are moments of release and of hope.
For the first time in years of war, I attended this concert. I was in Kharkiv the whole time. These are tears of happiness. I wish everyone peace and to never know explosions.
The war has taken many things from Nikita and Kharkiv, but the city and its people have found their own ways to endure. We asked Nikita...
Okay, this guy is dope as fuck. I'm sorry, I'd love to meet this dude. He seems... Look at his fit, bro. I'm sorry, he seems like a badass. This guy needs a story written about him. He needs a movie written about him. Straight up. Anyways.
So if he had a Christmas message.
You need to find faith. Maybe if you believe in God, if you don't believe in God, just believe in yourself. Keep yourself kind in your heart, no matter what around you.
That's beautiful, dude. I'm sorry. And that's just true. Very true.
Is there anything that you would say to anyone going through a difficult time like Kharkiv is going through?
I want to say that just one, message. It will not be always like that. You just need to move forward.
For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Jack Hewson in Kharkiv, Ukraine.
Finally from us, a culture at risk. Gaza has suffered through catastrophic war since the October 7th Hamas terror attack on Israel. It has been a war that has severely damaged or destroyed
maybe
much
we'll
of
get
a
some
rich artistic history.
lonerites.
Senior arts correspondent Jeffrey Brown looks at...
You just say IP? Somebody say IP? I know there is one name I can mention that would get somebody in here pretty quick. You guys know about Vosh? You ever heard about Vosh? Yeah. He's a character, eh?
At the loss.
Thought Kharkiv was destroyed. Vish. That's a Chase meme. But yeah, the war in Ukraine is it's such a sad one. 'Cause it just, I think, Trump likes to say that the war in Afghanistan is what showed our adversaries, and I don't think that's true. I think what's happening right now is showing our adversaries exactly how we treat our allies. The Russian held a Christmas disco party in that building in Mariupol, where all those children got bombed after Russians cemented over the hundreds of bodies they were dancing on the graves of kids. Disgusting.
But also the hope that the arts could...
TBHS boxers are tired of it, IP. Yeah, I get that. I think I had a little bit of lefty withdrawal, or I guess overstimulation, I should say, where it's just like, the lefties are just so stupid, and they're gonna vote for Democrats like 9 times out of 10. So I just decide to kind of just do my own shit, and kind of ignore those lefties, because I feel like they're not serious half the time anyways, and the ones that are don't even live in America. I don't know, maybe I'm tripping on that, but I think the Trump regime and the right is a huge issue right now. And we got to make sure, they're having a civil war right now. Who's to say the worst of them don't come out? By the way, yeah, hey, it's the bots. Good to see you. But who's to say the worst doesn't come out of this civil war? That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid it's going to be and it's the Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson is going to be the main voices of the right now.
could create a better future. It's part of our arts and series culture, Canvas.
All right. So it looks like we're done here. Finally, we can get to Nick Shirley. They might invade Moldova next. Yeah, I saw that. I saw a report about that. I hope not, but with the U.S. seeming just uninterested in defending our allies in Europe, it probably reads like an open present for Putin. Anyways, so ladies and gentlemen, if you guys didn't know, there has been a giant, what would I call this? disinfo campaign, maybe? Smear campaign is what I would say, against Tim Walz, as there has been a discovery of fraud within like a small sect of the Somali community. Although I hesitate to say just the Somali community, because the woman who was leading this, who got arrested for this, the woman at top was a white woman. So I hesitate, you know, an older white lady. So I hesitate to say that this is, you know, that the Somali community even was in this. But, you know, to be fair. But, ladies and gentlemen, if you thought that was bad, well, Nick Shirley's coming to really expose this, as he's linked up with a random guy named Dave, and they're yelling at child care centers. Dude, it is so cringy. It's fine when China attacks Taiwan and the US has to step to protect the microchips. The EU can tell them to fuck off and let the US get wiped by China. Well, that's, you know, that's what I don't think people in this administration really understand, is that we are an interconnected society, and you can't just leave the world stage. That's not how it works, bubs. But let's see our boy Nick and Dave watch children to protect against fraud. Let's start it up. This is so good, dude. You guys have no idea the treat you're in for. And he's letting China attack Taiwan and cancel the CHIPS Act. Absolute bonehead. Yes, he is an absolute dipshit.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going.
Okay, like, look at that. Right off the gate. Why are you pulling on a door, dude? This is a child care. Do you think scammers, seriously, I want you to think about this. Do you think scammers would have painted the entire room with Mickey Mouse? Like, come on, dude. Dude, Nick is such a dipshit.
What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
What do you guys think about the fraud here taking place in Minnesota? Where's those children? Show me your children right now. Ma'am, I'd like to see your children. Where are the children?
Sorry.
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Oh, bro, this dude soys the fuck out. I love it.
Walz accountable for this.
When are you gonna hold Governor Walz accountable for this?
Money spent on 1.26
Yelling in Somalian.
million. What was that money spent?
Also, I just want to point. So this is Dave. He is a key figure in this. Now, Dave is. You're gonna get more. You're gonna learn more about him eventually. But just the TLDR, Dave really likes watching child care centers, and he's on top of this fraud case.
Ask about there aren't any kids.
Answer the question. Are there children? There's no children.
Where are the children? Are there children here, sir? Sir, may I see your child?
Inside this building.
Potentially the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been...
Literally billions of dollars, ladies and gentlemen. The Minnesota shooting that killed Melissa Hortman and her husband literally had a man that pretended to ask about official business. Shutting down the door is perfectly fair. Well, not just that, these people are in charge of watching children. And you're a weird man with a camera, security guards, coming up and asking about their children. Of course they're gonna be weirded out by you, you fucking oddball.
funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud, it could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia. These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with
so much fraud.
The Minnesota government.
Oh, interesting how he doesn't put the white woman there.
As they enable billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually...
Bro, why, dude, I feel like I can talk better than this. Some of this money, like, bro, open your mouth. You know how to do that? I know you're 27 going on to 50, but you don't have gums right now. You can still talk, buddy.
Landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia like the
pretext to the deportation of Somalians. I won't let that happen. I'll fucking go there myself if I have to, and fucking, you don't deport American citizens.
Shabab and others enrich themselves all at the US taxpayers' expense. And in this video we will break down all of the
Oh bro, this is such an interesting room. I have so many comments just about this room that Dave took us to. Anyways.
Fraud from start to finish, from going...
It's literally showing that it's not even close to the Somali GDP. How is he lying while showing the opposite? It's doublethink.
To the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government.
Dude, look at that. Look, those black people, because we don't know if they're Somalian or not. They're just African American. But, look, they're throwing money.
Government, and we will also be confronting the incompetent government leaders who let this fraud happen. And to make this happen, I met up with a man who's been doing his own investigation for years now.
Investigation? I'm Nick Charlie. Dude, he's such a dipshit.
Now, as he has seen the fraud firsthand, and his name...
Okay, hey, Dave, I need a picture of you looking through your folder here. Yeah, just look like you're looking at it really well. Yeah, look at that folder. Okay.
David, let's get into this and be prepared to...
Dude, they get kicked out by the cops. It's so great.
Shocked. How deep is this?
Okay, right off the bat. What are these fucking pictures, dude? What are these fucking pictures? We got a picture of what I can only assume to be a house. These are pictures of houses. Okay. Now we have a picture of roofs, maybe? Yeah, the dog whistling bullshit. Amen. But what the fuck is this? And now, like, they don't even show this full picture. What the hell is that thing? Why do you have all these pictures in here, sir? And why are they all on fucking diamonds? Trapezoids? Dave, do you have anything to say about this?
This fraud here inside of Minnesota.
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard...
Oh, I know, man. I know. Those pictures are definitely not something I'm interested in. Or I'm interested, but not in the way you may think.
It's 7 to 10 billion and maybe more, and now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion. How I got involved is that where my office...
How I got involved, see, I was just watching children one day, and I noticed, hey, there's not nearly as many children coming out of that daycare as I want there to be. So I want there to be more children.
Office is here in Minneapolis. I'm sort of in the heart of all of this fraud.
He's in the heart of it, ladies and gentlemen. He is near the beating pulse of this fraud.
And I would see...
Oh, the deep state, of course.
These child care centers, I said, well, there aren't any kids there. It's the middle of the day.
What do you think the pictures in the background are for?
And all I see are a couple of guys standing out front smoking. And then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see the same thing. I said, well, where do these kids play? And so I started to go,
where are the children? So I went up. Dude, he really does have the Herbert the Pervert voice. So I went up and I asked him, hey, where are all the children? And they tell me, go away, weird old man. And I said, that's not fair. I have a right to see these children.
Go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had 0 children.
For 80 children, they had 0 children that they would let me see. Dude, they were probably creeped the fuck out because a dude named Dave is staring at all their children. He's coming up. Dude, here's what happened, right? Dave was doing his quote-unquote investigation, creeped the fuck out of some of these daycare providers. They send a message out to all the other daycares. Hey, watch out for this creepy dude. He's stalking the fucking daycare centers, and he's filming us. And so now, anytime Dave comes around, they know, oh, this is the creepy guy. Hide our fucking kids away from this guy.
Children. Every time I went by there, they never had a single child there. Then I started to see all these transportation companies going around, and it was always a Somali driver. And I said,
it was always a Somali driver. I said, why isn't there a good white folk driving this van here?
well, that's great. They're out there transportation contributing, but they never had a passenger. Never.
They never had a passenger, ladies and gentlemen. Not once.
Never, ever once. And I said, well,
how can he tell? Well, he knows. He's Dave.
What is all this transportation?
You see the pictures behind him? He obviously knows what he's talking about.
What are they doing?
Did he ask? I'm sure he did ask for to see their children. My issue is I don't think the daycare providers are gonna just let them see their children.
So then I found out that in Minnesota, they have something called non-emergency medical transportation. So this is going to the dentist's office, therapy, whatever it might be. And I said, well, how many of these companies are there? And the research.
Oh my God, he just gave the reasoning. He just gave the reasoning for why some of these are empty. It's because they took them to their appointment and they're waiting for them to get off. God, he is dumb. God, Nick, why is this your expert? Here, Bill sent me something. Hide your kids. Well, oh, dude, this is perfect. I remember, dude, this is some classic YouTube for all of you youngins out there watching. Some classic YouTube.
Obviously, we have a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people.
All right. Shout out to Schmoyo, dude. It's been forever. Have they released something new? Oh, yeah. I guess, are they more of a... Oh. Yeah, I kind of expected that. Not really too much. It seems they've taken a political slant here, which I'm cool with. The name is Memdani. Songify NYC. Well, that's all nice and fun. But yeah, that's Dave. He's climbing in your windows. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
1,020 of them, and more than 800 of them are Somali owned. Nobody from the state of Minnesota ever cross-checks to see if any rides were ever actually provided.
Did you know that this all turned out to be complete bullshit?
All they did was write the check.
So that's all they did. You could walk in there with a clown costume and get a check for a daycare, I tell you.
Right here we have all this paperwork.
All right, that's cool, Dave. So in front of me, we have a lot of paperwork. What's that for?
And how are you getting all this information about the fraud?
A lot of it is...
Bro, you just said it's... Oh, dude, these people are dumb. Oh, no. Dave looks real soy right there, so I'm taking his face. Mine forever now, chump.
Is through my own research, and then I have some contacts at the Capitol going back many, many years.
I have some contacts at the Capitol. Yeah, it's this homeless guy named Jimmy. Yeah, Every time I buy him some McDonald's, he gives me some information about what the most crooked politicians are doing that day. Real cool guy. Yeah. Yeah.
And so the data that I'm getting is 100% accurate, coming directly from research done by people at the state capitol.
It's done by other people that I trust, not me. I haven't done any of this. I don't even know what I'm fucking looking at here.
Paperwork right here.
Okay, so this
What
is
are we looking at?
The area.
And also watch how Dave looks at Nick. I don't like how Dave looks at Nick. I really don't.
Piece of fraud that I have numbers for are mostly related to childcare. This is massive fraud that is beyond anyone's imagination. The scope.
It's beyond
And so
the scope is just, it's beyond your imagination, folks. People are literally buying hoverboards with the money they get from this fraud.
For example, there's a child care not far from here in Minneapolis that has two child cares listed at the same address, and together
Holy
they're
shit,
licensed.
can you believe that? 2 child cares in the same address? That's unheard of.
Supposedly for 120 children. I have never seen a single child there ever, and I've been by that place at least 100 times.
Bro, that sounds so sus. I've been by that place at least 100 times. I'm looking for children. Like, what? Do you hear yourself right now, sir? Do you hear what you're saying?
Somalians, these groups are setting up these daycares, these childcare
Hold up,
centers,
I'm gonna go get
getting money from the
monster.
government, but there's no kids.
No kids. Never had any of them. They're all fraught with violations, and even though they have these violations, they're still in operation and they're still getting money. And it's millions of dollars for every one of them every year.
And who's getting the money? And where are they getting the money from?
So we have a thing called CCAP. It's a blend of federal and state money. The bottom line is it's taxpayer money, so it's state money and it's
That's
federal
the
money.
bottom line. That's all you guys need to know. You're paying for this. Oh,
The
geez.
problem is the people at the state of Minnesota are the ones writing the checks. This is kind of the maddening thing.
Oh,
is you
here we
have-
go. We've got the industries involved in the fraud. Nick decided to... Bro, what did you do? You go and fucking Da Vinci type industries involved in fraud. In the fraud. Let's see.
Daycare. So you
Okay, adult daycare. What the fuck is adult daycare? Is that where Dave has to go when he's sundowning?
have adult daycare, and then you have child care, and then you have health care. And a lot of these same names keep coming up on all of these.
Minor editing thing here, but this is not what... Why did you put this all the way over here? And then put them right here, bro. Like, that makes no sense. That looks bad.
Different types of...
And why the shitty colors? Look at these poop colors. Oh, dude, he didn't even say... Oh, my God. No way. You guys see it too, right? I don't have to spell it out. He didn't even center the child daycare. That shit is way off center. Oh, jeez. It's lower too. Oh my God. I can do better in MS Paint. Oh, jeez.
businesses. And then, of course, we have the transportation. A lot of those same names appear, a lot of the same addresses. There's one building.
Oh, okay, that was
names
it.
appear.
Okay, I was a little afraid he was gonna... No. Just there. Dave was really important, so we had to get pictures. The video of Dave explaining this is far more important than actually pointing out the industries and how they are involved. Dave's face is far more important.
There are a lot of the same addresses. There's one building that has 14 Somali healthcare companies at the same address.
Whoa! Whoa, you can tell Nick was shocked by that one. Let's do a repeat. Watch Nick's face. Watch Nick's face.
14 Somali healthcare companies at the same address.
What? Bro, what? 14 Somali companies at the same address? No way, dude. That's not fair. They have to be at one address, not at the same. This guy has never owned a business. I haven't owned a business.
There's another
and I know
building
this shit.
in St. Paul that has 22 Somali.
A lot of businesses especially healthcare, are going to conglomerate in the same building. And that's for multiple reasons. Communication. Healthcare industries have to talk to each other a lot. Ease of access. Just customer, what's the word I'm looking for? Comfort, I guess. Like, there's so many reasons to group healthcare agencies together in one place, and to call them fraud is just ridiculous.
Healthcare businesses at the same address.
And the government knows about this.
The government knows, but they're not going to say who the government is. Interestingly enough, all these investigations started under Tim Walz. Hey, what's up, Chase? Good to see you. I knew you'd be here today. I mentioned Vosh.
The government knows they're writing the checks. Yeah, the Democrats over there just writing the checks.
Oh,
What
it's
has
the
happened is
Democrats. It's all the Democrats, dude.
that the Somali community is a very closed community. They will not speak to anyone outside the community and talk about what's going on.
It's so weird. I go up to their daycare centers and they won't let me look at their children. It's bullshit, I tell you.
Community, they vote as a block.
They
And
won't
so
let me
when
see
you're a
his children.
politician, you're saying, look, I've got 100,000 people in Minnesota that if I do something for the community, they're going to vote for me. And that's what it's all about, is getting the votes. And then the people here in Minnesota, you hear this term, Minnesota nice. I'm so sick of that term. The people here are so afraid of being called a racist or an Islamophobe.
Oh my God, dude. This is so embarrassing. I am not afraid of being called a racist or as an Islamophobe. I'm not a giant wussy like you guys. Holy shit. Do these people wake up and they're just like, oh my God, I'm so afraid to... it's actually them. They're projecting so hard. It's actually them who's afraid because they know they have racist thoughts and they're afraid to let them slip. But people like me, I have no issue because I'm not a racist piece of shit.
And they're afraid of their own shadow. And I don't understand. This is our future generations are going to have to pay for all this fraud. And they just want to bury their heads in the sand and go on and just not worry about it. Tim Walz saying
does
there's
that mean?
organized
We're
crime
gonna
in
have to
Minnesota.
pay for
What
all
did he
this
do about
fraud?
it? Nothing. You got organized crime? What are you doing?
What are you doing? Minnesota police is known for not being racist. Yeah, right?
This is the Minnesota law, which mandates that anyone who knows of fraud and is a state employee.
We got it right here. We got it. Here's the evidence that's going to damn him to hell. This is what's throwing Tim Walz in jail, ladies and gentlemen. This document right
report
here.
that fraud. It's Minnesota Statute 3.971, Subdivision 9. Not only that,
Bro
it's
literally
Minnesota
used, no fucking way did he use the AI overview. No fucking way. Bro used the AI overview as his research. Holy shit. We're so fucked.
Statute 3.971, Subdivision 9. Not only that, but Walz is also guilty of misconduct.
Whoa! Look at that, buddy! It's like he pulled out a trap card. Haha! Tim Walz, you think you'd be a great leader, but little did you
9.
know.
Not only that, but Walz is also guilty of misconduct.
Look at this! I have a misconduct trap card! No!
Of a public employee. When I look at the world as a whole, and I look at fraud, the Twin Cities is ground zero. The fraud is...
Oh, what the fuck? Bro, Twin Cities is ground zero, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the fraud starts, and it only gets like it's like a disease,
here
man.
than anywhere else ever in history. Anywhere.
Ever in history, anywhere. The biggest amount of fraud anywhere in history ever. Wow. That is a statement. Look at how he's looking at Nick. I am not comfortable with how he looks at Nick.
We're gonna go confront these people.
Yeah, you thought that was a freeze frame? No, motherfuckers. He's
than
looking
anywhere
at him
else
like
ever
that.
in history. Anywhere.
We're gonna go confront these people.
He looks.
We're gonna go to these daycare centers. We're gonna
Save
see
that
what's
joke.
actually happening.
Okay, so we
Now, I know Nick looks 30, but he's actually 23. He's younger than me.
have to be careful because these people.
We gotta be careful. We have to be careful in these Somali communities, okay? Even though you will see no evidence of violence or anything like that, we have to be careful.
Are very violent. They're exceptionally violent.
They're exceptionally violent. Oh, geez. Listen to how he's talking about American citizens.
Now, with all of David's evidence, we headed out to the streets of Minneapolis to see how much fraud we could uncover in one afternoon.
Oh, bro, here comes the fraud counter. I'm so excited for the fraud counter.
Where are we going now?
We're going to a place called Mako Child Care, which actually has another child care registered at the same address called.
Now, just I don't know if he gives it away, but he shows up to these places an hour before they open too. So no shit, you're not gonna see any children. They're not even open right now, you dumb fuck.
Mini Child Care Center.
Oh,
So we should
look
see
at how
lots
he
of children
looks
if
at
there's a
Nick, dude.
child care center.
Ah! Ew! He licks his finger to turn pages. Ew! Ew!
Two.
The two of them combined are licensed for 120.
And how much money have these
Why did
child
he
care
even...
centers?
Wait, he's only got one page. Why did he lick his fingers? Sir, why did you lick your fingers?
Received.
None of those vans
He's
have
only
moved
got
in
one page. Couldn't you just... I don't think you needed to lick your fingers,
6
sir.
months. None of them. In 2020.
Hold on, I dropped my fucking headphone. Did he just eat a succulent meal or something?
One of them received 1.3 million in 2021. They got 987,000. In 2022, they got 714,000. That's the last I have for that one.
Yeah, that's something else. He doesn't have the data for the most recent years. It's really embarrassing, actually. By the way, money stolen from Minnesota. He obviously typed this. So I only have the data for 2022. And I have no way to track if this money actually went towards services that are actually important or not. But I've been staring at kids for a long time, and I don't think there's kids there.
And then the other one, 1.604 million in fiscal year 2020.
604 million. Who the fuck says that like that? And it's 640. Thank you very much.
Fiscal year 2024, they got about 800,000, and in fiscal year 2023, they got $904,059. This place right here. Yes.
Oh, there's the fraud, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. $5 million right off the bat. Got him.
Well, this is actually 2 daycares are registered here. One of
Hi.
them is made.
Hi, I'm Nick Shirley. I'm with my friend Dave. We're here to look at your children. Yeah, my name's Nick Shirley. These are my security guards. I'm with my friend Dave. We're here to look at your children.
Which you see on this sign. The other one is Mini Child Care Center. And between the two of these child care centers, they're pulling in about $3 million a year. And there are no children. Every facility that you go to.
There are no children. I am so upset that there are no children here. God, I wish there were more children. Look how mad Dave is. Look how pissed he is that there are no children here. Look at him. He's mad that there's no children. There's no reason to be that mad, Dave.
Will be blocked out so you can't see in. There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these facilities.
There are indeed no windows. All the windows are blacked out right here.
There are no windows. They're all blacked out.
All right, let's go in.
No.
And the child care center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell?
Oh, look at that. I
Try to
wonder
get
why
in,
he,
ring the doorbell.
I wonder
Nobody
why he's
showed
not
up.
showing that piece
They're
of
open
paper
7 days
there.
a week,
I wonder what
7
that
a.m. to 10
says.
p.m. It says here on their sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here. And this building here, right here, has generated millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars.
It seems
I'm Nick Shirley, and they've literally done millions
like business
of
isn't
dollars
even
of
open right now,
fraud.
and it's a weekday. And if this was a daycare center, it wouldn't just be.
Also, what time? What date of the year is it? By the way, Nick, is it potentially Thanksgiving time or around the holiday season?
In some industrialized building, there would be maybe like a playground or something outside, or.
You think
There's no play area for the kids.
There's no playground. Look, there's no playground for the kids. How am I supposed to? You know what happened was they moved all their playgrounds inside because Dave was, there were people like Dave, and now every time Dave has his binoculars out and his handful of lotion, he can't watch the kids. I know that's sick, but this man is a disgusting man. So,
Where are the kids? Where's anybody? How can there be nobody
where
here?
are the kids? He is so upset that there are no kids. He is so upset.
And it's like this every single day.
Yeah, I come down here every day to look at the children.
I've never seen a single child here. In 9 years, I've never seen a single child at this building. Right there.
Oh, Dave is a weirdo. I'm sorry.
Oh, then now it looks like we already got the Somalis coming through.
Yeah, they're coming.
Look, we already got the Somalis. Here they
The
come.
word's out.
Hello, is this your daycare?
No. Can you tell us why there are no children? Have you ever seen children at this child care center?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Doesn't know if she's ever seen a child here. All right, let's go to the next location.
And the fraud only gets
Dude, they were probably afraid that you were filming them. Stop
more
being a
from
weirdo.
here. Make sure you stay till the very end of this video to see exactly how much fraud we find.
Make sure you stay until the very end of this video. Oh, by the way, here's something that has nothing to do with
the time we are done. And before we go to the next location, I want to show you something super interesting about the flags of Minnesota.
And here in Minnesota, if you take a look.
Oh, dude, this was such a meme. This was such a meme. Look, they look similar to the Somali flag.
Look at the Minnesota state flag.
Isn't
they
that
recently changed
coincident?
it, and it very much so resembles the flag of
No, it doesn't. How does that resemble the flag at all?
Somalia. And really quick, I want to tell you guys about the sponsor of this video, Opus.
Real quick, I want to tell you about the sponsor of this video.
What used to just
this fucking shitty AI company that fucking clips your shit and probably steals your data. Thank you.
I can use it. I know you can use it.
1 week free video, or go to the pinned comment off, and now
This one in
He raised
fiscal
a horrible son.
year 2025, 1,042,050.
Look at this dude number at children at this facility. 0. He is on the case, ladies and gentlemen. He is seeing all these children. Or he's not seeing any, and that's the
in
issue.
fiscal year 2024, $1,059,078, and in fiscal year 2023, $727,336.
this next one is literally one block.
One moment, folks. I accidentally exited out of my stream screening software here. One moment. One moment. All right. Now we're back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Sorry about that.
Away, and this one's also generated nearly $3 million in the past 3 years. Let's see if there's any children.
$3 million.
See if any
Think
of the
about
buildings
that,
are open.
ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go. All right, we've arrived to ABC Learning Center.
Sir,
All
can
the
I see your
windows
children?
are blacked out.
Can I see your children,
Let's see if
please? I'm
anybody
Nick Shirley.
Is here.
Investigative reporter Nick Shirley.
This door is locked.
This facility is licensed for 40 children. 0 children. I've come by this place 100 times. I've never
Bro, he needs to stop saying that.
seen a child here, ever. The only thing I've ever seen is
By
someone
the way, what the fuck is up with his zipper? Why is it like
standing outside smoking.
What's crazy about this is that last daycare center is that green building right there. And the other daycare center right now is right here. These buildings
Whoa, that's
should be operating
crazy.
as they're receiving literally millions of dollars.
I knocked on the door, and to my surprise, somebody actually answered the door.
Hello? Can we speak? I would like to check a child in the daycare. Can I speak to a manager? Where can I get
for
paperwork
real, bro?
to
Why don't you call the fucking
file for my
place
son? I
before
want
you
to put
just
my
show
son
up?
Joey in daycare.
And after a few
Oh no, not Joey. Poor Joey. You just want somewhere to be in daycare, but nobody wants Joey. Poor fucking Joey, ladies and gentlemen. Poor Joey. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, gets me boosted out there in the algorithm.
questions, the lady went silent.
Looks like little Joey Shirley ain't going to daycare here. And now where are we going?
Now we're going to Sweet Angel Childcare.
We're in the middle of a strip mall here inside of this neighborhood.
In fiscal year 2025, this facility, which has its license for 74 kids, was paid $1.26 million.
Oh, look at that. Fraud's going up. Fraud
in
counters
tax money.
going up, ladies and gentlemen.
And there are no kids, and all the facilities are the same way, all of them.
Let's see if anyone opens.
Yeah, let's see.
Once again, I try to find a spot for my son Joey, and they would not
For my
open
son
the door.
Joey.
I want
God, poor Joey. Poor fucking Joey. He can't find a place to live or a place to stay. Dude, it's so obvious. Like, where the fuck is your kid?
Put my son Joey in daycare. Cuz I need a spot to put my son Joey.
Yes.
Is this your daycare center?
No, I work there. What's happened?
I just want to put a child in daycare, but all the daycare centers seem to be closed. No one's opening the doors.
You work here?
I was, yeah. What's happened?
Where are the kids?
Where are the kids? Where are the damn kids? Don't you know? Where the fuck are the children?
Yeah. It says it's licensed for 74 children. Right here, state of Minnesota.
But I don't
Where are
see
the
any
kids?
children.
They got paid $1.26 million in fiscal year 2025. It says they have a capacity for 74 children.
Fiscal year
2025.
When?
Where are the kids? Right here. State of Minnesota website.
Right here! Oh my god, bro. He's soying the fuck out. Dude, somebody get their racist ass grandpa out of here, dude. Holy shit, somebody didn't take his meds today. Somebody's sundowning out here, dude. Straight up. This is why I advocate for, you know, expanded healthcare, so he can at least have a home to stay in. He shouldn't be on the streets accosting random children or accosting random people about their children. But this is the world Obama wanted. Thanks, Obama.
You work here and you don't know?
I don't know. I was there before. I don't know what's going on.
Were there any kids when you worked here?
He's there. Kids there. What's
How
up?
many?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
How
You
many
work here. Okay,
kids?
well, then you're not of any help.
Can I put my son in a daycare here?
No, I don't know.
Can I speak to someone?
No, I don't know.
No? Yeah, I would like to see if I can put my son Joey here.
Who's your son?
Joey?
My son
Yeah,
Joey.
my son
Can I check out
Joey.
daycare center?
I'm not my son. No.
You know my son Joey?
I'm the owner.
Do you put your kid here in this daycare?
No.
There is one child in there. Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit.
There, see, look, there's a child in there, dude. It literally just disproved your entire fucking stupid little tangent. This is gonna miss. God damn it all to hell.
business.
Me, I'm scared of you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Dude,
Why?
she's literally saying she's afraid of you.
Because of my color. You said you're scared of me because of my color. Does that make you a racist?
Yeah, no.
But
No, dude,
you said
it's
you said
probably because they've been accosted by these fucking idiots like you for fucking weeks now because of this bullshit fraud allegation. And they're probably afraid of you, dude. I don't think that's it's crazy to say. Like, are you serious? I'd be afraid of you. Hey, bro, can I bring my little son Joey here? No, weirdo.
said you're scared of me because of my color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're scared of me because of my color. That makes you a racist. So right now,
Did you know you're actually
because
a
he's shown the
racist?
paperwork of this business being registered as a business. 74 children, no children. We saw one child when the lady opened up the door.
So
But now
where did
they're
this
all getting
money
mad.
go? What was this money spent on?
Scream! Oh, that's the member screaming in Somalian. We love that. Thank you, Nick. For that, I think that added a lot. You know.
1.26 million. What was that money spent on?
Ask the owner.
There aren't any kids.
Ask the owner and the kids.
Well, then why are you talking
That's
for
not
the
my
owner
proof.
if you're
That's
telling me
not
to
my
talk
proof.
to the owner?
I'm sorry. I'm not understand what you're talking about.
Do you have a child?
This is propaganda. The Somali stuff? Yeah, I agree. Totally agree with you, Jeff. It's all just bullshit propaganda. They came to the centers before they were even open. Half of them. And then he's like, "Oh my God, can you believe there's two medical company? There's a bunch of medical companies grouped together in the same location? I've never heard that before." But what's up, Jeff? Good to see you.
Does anybody?
No.
Where are the 74 kids? Did you lose them?
Where are the 74 kids? I heard there were 74 kids here, and if I don't see more kids, I'm gonna be upset. Okay, Jeff, but you can't lie. Like, the way they're doing this is not smart. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be asking, like, where are the kids, damn it? Like, it just looks bad, to be honest. Not even from a aspect necessarily of, like, finding, you know, of it looks like you're screaming for for children, and that's weird. And they showed up on a day it's closed. This was investigated in 2022, and they showed up on a day it's closed. Right? Exactly, dude. Oh, dude, and I've also seen some people say, like, I don't know when this was recorded, right? But what I do know is that it's obviously during the winter time, so it begs the question, did you go there during, like, Thanksgiving break or winter break? You know?
Kids? Do I need to call someone? Do I need to issue an Amber? Bro, he's so exact. Do I need to issue an Amber Alert?
I want to see children, damn it.
Alert for missing children?
Okay, Dave. Okay.
Are these children missing?
Dude, there's a kid right
it's
there.
Not my business that children are missing.
I have 4 grown children, and your leader is a child rapist.
74.
I'm Jeff, you know I'm friendly, right? Like, I don't like Donald Trump.
Infants and toddlers, preschool.
And I think this whole investigation is just so fucking, it's so fraught with bullshit, like obvious bullshit too. You guys know what I'm kind of saying? Like, it doesn't take much to, like, dismantle it.
The proof's right there. There's no children anywhere.
It's from the state of Minnesota right here.
The proof's right there. There's no children.
Bro, I think we're moving on to the next location. Have a good day.
As we continue to show the blatant fraud that was taking place here in Minnesota, Somalis started following us around the city.
And now we're being followed by the Somalis. This is another daycare center. Absolutely no signage, and there's no footprints in the snow of children playing outside.
Shit, wrong channel, bud. My heartfelt apologies. Oh, you're good, Jeff. I remember seeing you being pretty cool. So But no worries, don't worry about it.
$5 million within the past
5.9 million in 2 years. 5.9 million they received in 2 years.
Bro, this is just like so obvious too. Like how do they not realize they're falling for a narrative right here?
That facility right there.
And now we have a group of Somalis telling us in our vehicle right now.
From this daycare center, we headed over to the infamous Quality Learning Center, which actually spells Quality Leering Center on the outside of their sign.
Okay, I saw this, and honestly, if I was that business owner, I would do the exact same fucking thing. Dude, I just got a sweet deal on some on a sign. I guarantee you they gave it away for free after that. I just got a fucking sweet deal on this. What are you talking about? You know, fuck it. Who cares? It's on the side of the building anyways. Like, you know, nobody's looking. I'm sorry. Maybe that's not a popular position, but I totally understand why they didn't replace that. Anyways,
that's how blatant this fraud is here at
there
this
it is. That's how blatant.
So this is Quality Leering Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They
up.
said they spelled.
Oh yeah, we got this resist lib out here. Nick Shirley got the views he wanted and didn't care who got hurt getting them. Well, you see that very commonly in his quote-unquote journalism. Remember when he went to Ukraine and portrayed everybody as having an amazing time? This place was shut down a year ago for how terrible by the Waltz administration. Look at that! Yeah, that's something else that not a lot of people are mentioning. The Waltz admin is the
learning
one who
wrong.
Don't open up.
How do you have ice here, man?
Look at this resist lib. Look at her. She's a real, this is a resist lib right here. This is my sister. This is my sister right here. Don't open up. Don't open up. That's my sister.
Ma'am, I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up.
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up. We have ice.
And what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up.
and getting $4 million over the
Open up. It's ice.
4 million?
Fucking resist lib out here, ladies and gentlemen. That's my girl. Let's go.
$1 million in the last 2 years.
Go away.
What do you think about that? Are you in favor?
Away.
Are you in favor of that?
Go away.
You know
You're
where
not welcome here.
Are you-
Shame
Dave
on you.
Are you in
unfortunately
favor
has
of
heard that quite often.
$1.9 million going illegally,
Open up.
fraudulently to this business that has Quality Learning Center but can't even spell learning right on the door?
Don't open up.
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
I don't care who you are. You don't belong here.
I belong here just like you belong here.
Don't open up. It's ice.
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children in here at this building, but there's no one here.
You do realize that,
This is
right?
a child daycare
Right?
center.
You realize that,
99
huh?
Paid $1.9 million this year in CCAP funding. Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped?
Where
They run
are the
away?
children?
Where are the children? This is state of Minnesota. Right here.
Republican politicians are making career as HACCP detectives in front of cameras. That's how they've been doing it recently.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah, so who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the
He's
fraud
just
that's
been
taking
doing,
place
he's
here in
been
Minnesota.
what? Oh, this is my friend Dave. Oh, Dave here, he just watches children. Yeah, Dave's a real cool guy. He just kind of watches children sometimes. Yeah, Dave is a cool guy. Dave is a cool guy.
I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center?
Oh, dude, I love this guy. They definitely slipped this guy like a fucking $20 bill and was like, agree with everything I say, okay? He looks like a goon, too. Why does he look like such a goon in this freeze frame?
Right there? Where? Yeah, it's right there. It says the child, you've never seen daycare.
Where?
I haven't seen anybody in there.
we're gonna educate you on something. So what do you think about this daycare center? They spelt learning wrong. They've received over $1.9 million this year alone, and they're supposed to have 99 children here.
I don't see it.
Have you
I don't see it. Watch, he'll look to him for what he wants him to say next.
ever seen
Watch.
any children here?
None, not at all. None.
Look, none, not at all, right? That's what I say, right? Okay, yeah, none, none.
This year they got 1.9 million. Last year they got 1.5 million of your tax money
Whoa, that's crazy.
for 99 children. We just want to know where are the kids?
Right.
Where are the children?
I don't see
know,
it.
where are
I've
the
been
kids?
here since 2017. I haven't seen anybody like
Never
that here.
seen a child here.
No, not at all.
And so you've
8
never
years.
seen a child here for 8 years?
Nope, not at all.
And how does that make you feel knowing that this place is receiving
Disgusting.
$1.9 million?
Disgusting. I mean, what the hell? They stealing the money. That's a federal grant too. That's, you know, if they get caught for that's a federal offense.
Yeah, I don't think it, God, that's a federal offense right there. Little does this man know.
And do you think Tim Walz should go to jail for all the fraud that he's enabled here in his state?
That's him doing this? Well, heck yeah. He's got to be held accountable for this. I mean, there's no,
Well,
there's
heck
no
yeah.
rhyme or reason what's going on here. It's simple. It's nothing there. It's a parking lot.
And look, they even spelled learning
Remember,
wrong on
and
their
this guy
sign
would
for a
know. He
place that's
looks a
supposed
lot of
to be educating children.
That's crazy. I mean, who runs it? Who supposedly runs it?
Somalians.
Oh my God. Well, where? Yeah, it's just.
Well,
I've never seen nobody here at
yeah,
all.
I've never
So how
seen
long have you been
anything
living here?
like it at all.
Since 2017, 2018.
You've never seen a
Just
single
told
child
you.
walk in that building.
No, not at all.
So this daycare center is
No, and
literally
I
just a
look for
place to
children.
traffic
Look, and
money.
he's following him around like, where's that $20, sir?
$1.9 million just this year alone. And this guy's been living here for 8 years and has never seen a single child walk through those doors.
$20,
No windows
sir.
either. And the only
$20.
window they do have, the door, is blacked out.
Yep, I see that.
Yep.
I've never seen anybody go in there.
Within just a few hours, we nearly approached $20 million in fraud,
Look at
and we
that.
headed over to
They
George
found
Floyd's
$20
neighborhood to
million
expose
in
more of the
fraud
fraud
so
taking
far.
place.
This place is called Future Leaders Early Learning Center, and it's licensed for 90 children. And in fiscal year 2025, they received $3.6 million. In fiscal year 2024,
Bump that fraud counter
they
up.
received
Bump
$3
it up,
million.
bubs.
So in 2 years, they got $6.67
Yep, there it is.
million
Fraud counter, 25. We're
claiming they
really
have
looking at a
90
big
children
scandal here now,
every day
guys.
of the week, 5 days a week.
Dude, Nick looks like he just got... He just took a rip of the most bomb-ass weed of his life. I'm Nick Shirley.
These people are making just about more money than NBA athletes.
And we don't even know if they're paying taxes, but we don't know where this money is going.
We don't know anything about this money, to be frank. I don't really know anything about it, to be honest. I just wanted to look at some children, and now look at where I am today.
Is it going to terrorism? Where is it going? But
Is it
it's
going to
theft, it's
terrorism?
fraud. And the reason I'm involved is I want it to stop. I care about Minnesota. I'm doing this for the people of Minnesota. I don't make a dime off all this time I've spent on
I'm doing it for the children.
this. I put my life at risk several times, but I'm determined to see
He put his life at risk. Oh, what a veteran.
this through and to correct what is wrong, what is evil.
Here at Future Leaders Early Learning Center, this building received
Dude,
$3
that literally
million.
looks like a fucking learning center. It's got a playground. What more do these freaks want?
Over $3 million. Hello, how are you? I would like to see if I could bring little Joey, my son little Joey here. Is there paperwork or can I check out the daycare? No? Why can't I check out the daycare?
Martin's not here.
Okay, but if I can I get paperwork or anything to
Dude, he's
submit my
just
son little
harassing
Joey
this
to come in here to
child care
daycare?
center.
We'd really like to put Joey in this daycare. We've heard great things.
Well, do you have your son here? Do you have a business card you could leave and maybe we'll call you later?
Business card?
No, I would like your business card actually.
You talk to your manager.
Look,
Okay,
she just
can I
told you.
speak
Talk to the
to
manager,
somebody?
dude. But he's just gonna keep insisting.
Where are the children at? Are the children here today?
No.
Where are the children? Where are the children, ma'am?
No children.
Yes.
Why are there no children?
Two of Mexico.
Yeah, she just said it right there. It's not time for
Would
them
my
to
son,
be
little
there.
Joey, have friends to play with here? No.
She's just gonna be, dude, this is obviously for a community that is a little different than Joey there. So obviously little Joey ain't gonna have too many friends.
No friends for little Joey.
Yes, sorry.
Ah, dang it.
Yeah, it seems like you're a predator trying to get into their fucking establishment,
Well,
sir.
have a great rest of your day. So, little Joey would not be
you're a
accepted
weirdo.
to that daycare.
Joey's still homeless.
Joey's still looking for daycare.
And because little Joey couldn't get into a daycare, we went to an autism center, as they have been popping up everywhere as a rise of autism has occurred here in Minnesota.
A rise of autism.
Because of the government funds that they are receiving.
Bro, how does he square that away? Yeah, there's a rise in autism because the government is funding it.
Tried to check my son Joey into an autism center.
We've been going to a lot of these daycare centers. We're trying to find a spot for our little boy Joey, but we thought maybe we could check him in the autism center because none of the daycare centers are open. Yeah, and how many kids do you guys have at this autism center?
I can't give you a number now.
Yeah, dude, obviously he's not gonna tell you how many kids you have there.
Like more than 5?
Probably.
Probably, so you don't really know?
Yeah.
And what do you guys think about like the fraud that's been labeled on the autism centers here? What do you guys do think about the fraud, or how come the autism centers are popping up?
I can't answer.
What news? Are you a news reporter?
My name's Nick. We're doing a little documentary trying to find little Joey a spot to put himself in one of these centers here, because there's
So why are you asking us about
the fraud. Yeah, because we want to make sure we're going to a legit business if we're going to bring our little boy Joey here.
Dude, he's just lying in front of them and they can
This is not a
obviously
business.
tell.
Yeah. But that's our number on your other phone.
Hey, he's just being honest. This is not a Joey spot.
We can't let you guys do so.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So once again, little
Yeah, dude, you're a bunch of weirdos going
Joey,
up
he can't even
asking
go to
about
daycare,
child
and now they won't even
care
accept him if he has autism.
without
And again, no
your
kids. Couldn't tell you how many kids they serve.
After being able to provide no
without
evidence
their
of them
child too.
actually being an autism center and
So
a place where
weird.
a child could go, they shut the door and we headed to the next fraudulent daycare center that was just around the corner.
We're on to the next location. We're still trying to find little Joey a place to go to get some daycare.
So where we're going now is a place called Super Kids Daycare Center. Interestingly, this daycare center was shut down when it was called Creative Minds Daycare, and it had received $2.45 million.
Whoa, so it was already shut
This-
down?
Fiscal year 2025. They had to shut down because there were so many violations, and they went and they just reopened under a new license, and they renamed the center Super Kids Daycare Center LLC.
So they got shut
Oh
down and
my
started another
God.
one.
That has
Literally
never
the next day.
happened in the history
Creative
of
Minds
I'm gonna speed
Daycare,
this up,
2
because we are getting closer to the end here. But that has never happened. Dude, 2 times.
$4.5 million got sent to this daycare center. We have empty parking lot. We do have a bus here. This is different. We'll see if we see anybody.
I knocked on the door, absolutely nobody was inside, and once again, no children could be heard anywhere.
So David, once again,
No children. I didn't hear a single child. And that
Daycare
pisses
center.
me
You
off.
have a bus out here. No one's inside. Licensed for over 50 kids. No children anywhere. But yet millions of dollars every single year.
So the sign says Creative Minds Daycare. They got in so much trouble, they had so many violations that they had to shut down, and they reopened the next day under Super Kids Daycare Center. You see, 3801 Portland, which is where we are.
So that's fraud right there alone.
Whoa.
Millions and millions of dollars, and again, the kids are missing. Where are the kids?
You'd think if they had the same address, that whoever's inside or working at the Capitol
Where
building
are
inside,
the
then someone would
kids?
Say, oh, maybe that's a red flag.
They just write the check. Human Services, they got to clean out the whole bunch. They're the ones who enabled this fraud. How can you not look and say, wait a minute, these two are registered at the same address?
On top of all
How can
the
you
child
look
care
at all these children and say, I don't want to look
centers,
at them?
that's just only a small piece of the fraud. What other fraud are they committing here in Minnesota?
So another major piece of the fraud is
Oh,
the
here
home
we go.
healthcare industry. Where we're going now is a building that has 14 Somali-owned home healthcare companies in the same building.
14 of the same healthcare companies in one building.
14 home healthcare companies with different names in the same
Can
building.
you
How bad has
believe
Tim Walz
that,
managed the budget
guys?
here inside of Minnesota?
So the
It's
last
almost
biennium,
like they have a
had 18
similar
they have 90
business.
children every day of the week, 5 days a week. So what's the
People are making just about more money than NBA athletes.
And we don't even know if they're paying taxes, but we don't know where this
Here
money.
we go.
Home healthcare industry.
I think it is right
Better than
here.
90% of it is absolute outright fraud.
And a large percentage of this fraud is from these healthcare companies that are charging the state millions of dollars while they actually aren't providing anything. In fact, the FBI just did a raid a few days ago on a building similar to the one we were about to enter. Inside of this building, there were 14 of nearly the exact same businesses offering the exact same services.
Right here, you have a list of all of the healthcare companies. Loads of them right here. We want healthcare. Yes, we'd like to speak about getting healthcare here. Why can't I get healthcare here?
Dude,
Warning, you are
because
under
this
video surveillance,
isn't
no
where you
trespassing.
go.
Security armed. This is the strangest place I've ever been to get healthcare. Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare
This
here.
is obviously the offices of
Healthcare
the
here.
healthcare
Another
area.
healthcare company right here. There are 3 healthcare companies inside of this
How
building right
are they this? How is he
here in
this
room
stupid?
7C. Now we have another Helping Hands, Home Care LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here. We're looking for the best rates of healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
All right. We will not get any healthcare here. David, this is one of the stranger places I've ever been. Literally, healthcare every door you go to.
Dude, they've literally got security
Yeah, no
guards
video, right?
behind
How much money
them.
do you think
That's
the funnel for this
so
building?
weird.
Every year, I would say 50 to 60 million at least.
And finally, we were accepted into one of the daycare centers and they actually took down information to give us a rate. However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
I received a complaint that someone mentioned your description were in this building harassing individuals who
Yeah, dude, you're literally harassing people.
stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rates for healthcare. Because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building, so.
Okay.
Well, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here, and he's trying to assume because there's Somali providers, everyone is fraudulent.
So we're-
He's here with some kind of like propaganda.
No, we're just checking.
No, this is a area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason you guys are here?
Well, we were checking rates.
No, he's not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
Okay.
Oh, dude, he's lying in front of the officer.
gonna
That's a
have to get over
provable
this.
lie.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived. We were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for childcare. Much respect to that lady. What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
As we got escorted out of this building, the Somalis filmed us as we left. And we headed over to the next building that had 22 of the same home healthcare providers.
She's
operating
right
from inside.
too. They were indeed doing
Out of the building.
Right here you
propaganda.
have multicultural home care. And right here it says it's open, but can't even get in. Another Reliance Recovery Center.
Oh my
Mercy
god,
Race Care.
and he does it again,
Right, we
ladies.
have
He
Bend
gets
Hair Train,
kicked
Youth
out
Development
once, but he
Association of
says,
Minnesota.
fuck it.
Another child care center. Welcome to Bright Beginning Center. But what do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
No comments. Can I please?
Right here, you have Serenity Quality Care. All of these businesses are literally the same type of business, providing the same service in the same building. Another Convenience Home Healthcare, Aid, Inc., and child-friendly space. All these companies get money from the government. Why would
Dude,
you have the
this
same
is
company
so
essentially inside
brain
of the
dead.
same building, door to door? Right here, Queenly Home Healthcare. It just does not make sense if you were trying to operate a business. You'd want to have less competition. But here, they have all their competition right next door.
We're wondering because we hear there's lots of
No,
fraud
that's not true
taking
at
place here in
all.
Minnesota, and we're wondering why there's so many of the same companies inside the same building.
No, I don't know that.
What do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't have any idea about that fraud, okay? That's it.
What do you think about the news articles and what's being spread on the news about the fraud?
Right now, you are doing something wrong.
I'm just asking you.
No,
about
you're
the
not
fraud.
asking me, okay? Don't ask-
Yeah, he obviously knows
Okay,
you're
who
doing
can I speak to?
propaganda.
Who can I speak to? Okay, as soon as you confront about the fraud, they get angry.
When these people have these home healthcare companies, you're seeing them everywhere inside this building. What kind of fraud?
Yeah, when you accuse somebody about fraud, of
Fraud is
course they're going to get
So
angry.
there's false
there.
documentation being submitted to the state of Minnesota for services never provided. They're having forms signed in advance for services that were then never rendered as far as a year or 2 years in advance. They'll have someone sign these forms at one sitting, and then they just file those with the state of Minnesota, and nobody from the state of Minnesota bothers to check that those services were
Oh my god.
ever provided.
So they're essentially just
Dave,
accusing
I'm
people, saying
sorry,
they have
but I
services
can't
provided
get
months and years
past
ago,
how
then
much
filing
you
paperwork
like
and never seeing
looking
money
at
from the
children.
Right, and the Somali community is a very closed community, so everybody's in on it, and they don't want to talk, as you can see.
And for this building, I'm going to give an estimate of around $30 million for how much fraud is taking place. That's a
Oh,
very low
bro,
estimate.
he just $30 million there.
However, still a lot of money in fraud. And do you think there is fraud taking place here? Do you have any idea what any of these businesses are doing?
I never asked.
And now, with upwards of $100 million in fraud, we headed to one more daycare. And this one gets a little spicy as we get chased out at the very end. And after this, we'll be heading to the state capitol.
I get chased out at the very end.
And I knew this video was going to be super dangerous to film because of obviously how hostile it is.
Super dangerous. Their lives
Legit
were
fraud
being
happening. I did
threatened.
get security for this video, and I was able to do it through the Black Line Guardian. And if you want to help fund my security in the future, you can go down to the link down below. They're not paying me to say any of this. They came and decided to help me out for this video. So you can go to Black Line Guardian, the link down below, click Guardian for Nick, and those funds will directly go to my security and future videos as we are exposing
My
watching happening,
security.
especially this fraud. Like I
Oh
said,
my
they're not sponsoring the video.
god.
I'm just giving them a shout out because of how they helped me. So go down to the link down below, click Guardian for Nick, and let's keep going. And now we're going to the next location.
Now, this child daycare center, this one's different than all the other ones we've been to. Tell us about this one.
This one is different because, according to the state of Minnesota, this 312 West Lake Street houses not one, not two, but three child care centers and is licensed to hold 102 children, and in fiscal year 2025 was paid $2.66 million by the state of Minnesota.
And this is the building right here.
So this building alone made $2.6 million. Let's see if anybody's inside.
Oh
now we're
my
inside of the building
goodness.
where there's apparently 4 child care centers.
We met this lady and we followed her to the back of the building where the daycare was supposedly at.
So right here we have 2 child care centers. We have the Minnesota Child Care Center, and we also have Nuna.
looks
Between the two,
like a daycare
2.66 million.
center.
Hello. Hi.
That
Yes.
looks like a
we would like to know.
daycare
Well, it
center.
says we're trying to figure out 102 children. Is that for this facility?
I'm trying to find the 102 children here.
It's from the state of Minnesota website. It says you have 102 children here in your child care.
Yeah, it says you have 102
Minnesota
children.
Child Care
Where are your children?
We're just wondering where the children are.
Where the children are?
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here, and you got $2.66 million this year.
Where are your children? I want to see
And
them.
$2.5 million last year. We're just wondering where the kids are.
Show me your kids right now.
Oh, we are from ourselves. Hello, we'd like to ask where's the money going?
Look at that.
Dude,
Shut it
and
down.
look at
Where are the
that.
children?
He
No children inside
fucking
this daycare
tries
center.
to
And look,
open
this
the
daycare center right here,
door.
no
Like,
children inside
that's
this daycare
so
center. But
aggressive,
between those buildings,
bro.
over $2.6 million.
You could get shot for that type of shit if you're not careful.
We were just curious, where are the children at? Do you know where the children are at? Where are the children at in these daycare centers?
I don't say.
How come these childcare centers have no children? There's $2.6 million inside these businesses that are given by the government, but there's no children to be seen anywhere.
Bro, can you stop harassing
People deserve to know
random
where their taxes are going. If
people?
these companies and these daycare centers are making upwards of $2.6 million and there's no children to be seen anywhere, something fraudulent is happening. And that is not make you racist, Islamophobic. This is just the truth of what's happening here in Minnesota. If there's a bunch of white people doing the same thing, we'd be talking about the same issue. This is just fraud at unprecedented levels.
Well,
here.
interestingly, you haven't talked about the one who was stealing the most money, who was a white
Very
woman.
concerning. Where are the children at inside of these buildings? They're nowhere to be seen. Millions of dollars are being sent into these daycare centers all across Minnesota, and there's not a child to be seen anywhere. Here's another daycare center inside the same building.
We don't want you to be videotaping anything.
Where is all the money going for? There's no children at these daycare centers.
Sir.
Yes.
I told you, please leave.
Yes, we have a question though. Where is the children at these daycare centers if there's millions of dollars?
Ask the local government. Yeah.
Oh, we've asked. We have the paper here. So we're wondering where
Oh,
the money,
we've
where the children
asked.
are at.
We've asked the local
Right.
government where the kids
Nick Shirley,
are.
You don't have any permission to record me. Period.
Can we talk
you don't
outside?
have permission to record.
She doesn't have permission to record me?
You cannot stop me.
That man can sue. That man is gonna be. I'm good, and I will donate to his legal fund. That man can sue Nick Shirley now.
On the street, I question them.
We can ask.
I don't want you
Where are the
recording my
children?
face, and he shows his face and doesn't blur it
Okay,
out.
then are there
So
children?
leave, please leave.
Are there children here?
Please leave.
Where are the children? $2.6 million. For
Where are the children?
Don't ask whoever you think is doing that. You don't know what you're talking about. So leave. Leave.
Tell us what's happening here then.
I said leave.
We're wondering what's happening.
We are not a child that we have nothing to do with it. We're common people walking. And
Yes,
you are.
we're not accusing you. We're asking where the children are at.
Don't ask me anything.
We're asking where the children are. What's so weird about that,
I'm
man?
not gonna answer. You have.
Where are the children at?
Leave.
Where are the
We
children?
wanna know
Where are they? I want to know where the
Nick Shirley.
children
I
are.
work for myself, Nick Shirley.
Okay, what are you recording?
We're wondering where are the children? 2.6.
Look, right here, right here.
$1 for-
See, look at my
Minnesota
list.
childcare
Look at
center.
my list. It's got pictures too.
Are there
So
children that come here?
weird.
Answer the question. Are there children? There's no children inside the building.
No, we won't leave.
That's just a simple question. Where are the children at? David, they won't even answer. We asked him.
That's just a simple question. Where
Jason,
are
where
the
The children come
children?
here.
This is why I've had my life.
I want to
attacked
see
twice.
them.
Once with a knife, and the other time I was jumping.
YouTube doesn't allow him Browning to show actually scammers, but they are okay with this.
Last Saturday by 3 Somali men simply for
Yeah.
asking questions about what was going on, and
No, I feel like that man's
they're very,
about to
very violent
sue
people. They do not like
Nick.
this fraud to be exposed.
After giving this man plenty of opportunities to answer the simple question, where are the children, he called the cops on us and we headed to the state capitol where they're having a meeting about the fraud to confront the state
Twice.
representatives
He
and
got
people
the
in the government
cops
who have
called
enabled
on
this
him
fraud happen. Inside this committee, a
twice.
Republican representative showed charts showing exactly how this fraud has been committed and who is profiting and connecting all the dots. And while the Democrat representatives looked into the abyss, one of them spoke about how none of this is building trust and how this is a nonpartisan issue, so I went and confronted her after that. He has some very valid questions to ask about what's going on here.
Oh, dude, this fucking dude is so funny. Watch this. This man is an absolute soy lord.
So, and do you think this fraud,
I don't know who
process,
you are.
my name is Nick Shirley, do you think this fraud is Republican or Democrat or just facts that fraud is happening? Because that's what I heard you talking about.
I know what I said is that
because
we're
we
talking
want to
about-
build trust, but fraud is fraud, so why should we be enabling fraud to happen here?
No, I don't think anybody is enabling fraud.
Watch.
Governor Walz accountable for this.
Okay, sir.
How are you going to hold Governor Walz accountable for this? Bro.
Sir.
When are you going to hold Governor Walz accountable? She is a representative of the state of Minnesota, yes or no?
Excuse me?
Yes, are you?
Yes or no? Yes or no?
If you're going to talk to me like
Are you
that,
the state? I'm a disability advocate.
I heard you, and I
get
believe that's
overstimulated.
I'm a disability advocate. Somalian women don't work. Why do they need daycare? I would love to see your data of Somalian women don't work, because they're very clearly working at those daycare administrations. What are you talking about?
Ma'am,
I get overstimulated. That's not allowed, bud. If you're going and like being a threatening presence to someone, then you need to not act that way, and that's not an excuse. Oh, I get overstimulated.
facts are the fact that fraud is happening here, and it's not a nonpartisan issue. How come you think fraud has been able to happen so much underneath?
I think if
It's
you're
not a
referring to it as our
nonpartisan
hearings, we've had
issue.
now 10 hearings on this. And so there's really good data from the people who both work within the administration as well as who, both Democrat and Republican. I think what you heard today is that the Republicans who control this committee are not actually interested in solving fraud, but they're interested in is telling a story.
This fraud has happened underneath Democrat leader Tim Walz.
There's been Medicaid fraud across the country under Democrats and Republicans. There's fraud within the Trump administration. We have is fraud, public-private providers.
Dude, she is literally smashing
Have
Nick
made government
Shirley
a mark.
here.
And so every person running government, Democrats or Republicans, are dealing with the issue of how to keep fraudsters out of our public payment. We're also dealing with veterans. We're dealing with consumers. I hope you're looking at that. If you look at United Health, currently is being charged with defrauding Medicare. You know who runs Medicare? President Trump. Medicaid fraud is a...
Oh! Absolutely fucking... Get fucked,
issue. And so again, it is not a partisan issue. There are Democrats and Republicans who are sitting in that committee.
Dude, why are you fucking
talking about it? But what you did here was the Republican chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that. Thank you for coming.
Okay. Well, that's all that happened there.
Oh, dude, he's soying out.
Think it is okay to say, and they want to go visit the Trump. They want to blame the Trump administration. We have Democrats blaming.
Democrats blaming guys. I'm tired of people are suffering. I'm a disability advocate.
My people are suffering.
Bro, no way.
We have a governor. He doesn't care.
No way, bro. No way. Disability advocate here.
How many more people are gonna
That's what I am.
freaking die? How many more people are gonna go homeless? And how many more people are
How many people are gonna go homeless? Ah, this is what we call a soy out.
trafficked in our freaking system?
In our freaking system. Oh, and look at this claim. In one day, we uncovered an estimated $11 million worth of $111 million worth of fraud. But this is such a lazy ending, by the way. It just ends with him going and soying out.
How many more people are gonna go homeless? And how many more people are gonna be trafficked in our freaking system?
In our freaking system? How many more people? You tell me! You tell me how many more people are gonna be trafficked in our system. Before we put an end to this, before we hold politicians accountable. Alright, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm gonna split out of here. If you guys enjoyed the video, please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Gets us some viewability out here, you know. But anyways, I am gonna split out. Go to IRI. IRI is live, so I'll send his link in the chat. If you enjoy my stream, you'll most definitely enjoy IRI's stream. So let me paste this in here. But go raid IRI. I will see you guys tomorrow, where I will talk about some more news. Yeah. We'll probably be going over the Venezuelan strikes and stuff like that. I'm kind of interested in that right now. So hopefully we will get that. But with that being said, I'm gonna head out, guys. Peace. Have a great day. Hold on, we do have some cope in chat. 50 years ago, it was National Acquired. Today, it's YouTube doing investigation. Nice going, media. What? Anyways, yeah, exactly. Oh, no, you bring up a good point. Yeah, it's a fucking YouTube video. It's not investigative journalism. Anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow. I have to get ready for work, so peace.